He's doing one of those weird things. There we go. Edit. There we go. Well, what are you doing?
Getting rid of that.
Yeah, I just don't want to get copyright struck.
That was. That's not a copyrighted clip. It was from like a newsreel.
Oh.
I think. I have no idea what the frick is going on.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what's going on.
It wasn't from like a song or anything, though.
Okay. Well, as long as it wasn't "Hold Me, Hold Me."
Now you're gonna get us copyright stricken. I'm gonna hit
No, they've got to be the one to sing in order for me to copyright.
No, you don't understand. These people have very powerful lawyers. They will come after you.
They probably will, though. That's the thing. I don't know.
For the creed, Mr. Raven. Hey, Mal's on.
Hey, Mal is on. Indeed he is. Indeed he is. Well, let's switch back over here.
And they're a little surprised. Ezio? Yes, you thought it was For Honor, but actually it was Assassin's Creed 2. It was all a trick. I deceived you.
You fools. You daft morons. You punks. You have been bamboozled.
Hey there, regulator.
Okay, so let's see. Welcome, guys. So glad to have you aboard. Glad to have y'all with us for this very special For Honor stream. And we're doing these on Thursdays now for the time being because our Bible study on Thursdays has been canceled indefinitely. So not sure when that's going to start up again. But until then, we have Thursday nights free to do this. So let's look forward to that. Also, if you couldn't tell from the screen, Ezio is here. Yes, it's the callback to the Assassin's Creed stuff. Now, if y'all don't remember, there was a time back in the day. I can't remember how far away it was. I want to say it was during the Harbinger season or Harbinger year. We had an Assassin's Creed event game mode, and we're going to play some matches of that just for fun. But we've also got some other stuff to take a look at. So while we wait on people to show up into the stream, let's take a look at some of the stuff they've added, like some limited time content that you can get with this Assassin's Creed event. And because Peacekeeper is kind of our go-to lady for all things Assassin's Creed, we're going to go take a look at it from Peacekeeper's perspective. So we got our PK up, and let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff. So for a limited time, we have an ornament here, the Crest of Assassins. I'm not going to lie, that doesn't look flattering on the hood, but then again, a lot of PK's ornaments kind of look silly on her.
Honestly, I think they should take most of her ornaments and do what they did with the rest and like put them on the shoulders.
Yeah, agree. They really need to make hers a shoulder.
Because I was actually really relieved, like with the Harbinger here, is they started doing that because like a lot of times, like the emblem on the head would not look or mesh well with any look that the hero actually had.
I have to agree with that. So we also have a new illustrious outfit. Let's take a look at that. It is a new Assassin's Creed one.
Oh yeah, you got to get that for PK. That's good.
Yeah, it's definitely for PK. That is Auditore's Esteem. Basically, it gives you an Ezio Auditore style hood, and it turns your face into a silhouette, so that way it doesn't matter what kind of helmet or mask you're wearing, you will still have that cool kind of visage. It looks really, really awesome. Not gonna lie, that's a really cool look. I'm probably gonna get that for PK. Not sure who else, but definitely PK's going to get it. All right, so we also have a new signature inside the Animus. It's pretty cool. It kind of drops in. It's surrounded by the Animus images.
Like an older Animus, too, like Animus from like the first game.
Yeah, and then pulls out in a hidden blade. It's kind of cool. Kind of neat to see that. Not the best, but not even what I would pick, but still pretty cool, I'd say. And for 5,000 steel, that's a decent amount. And then, do we get any new effects? Yes, the Assassin's Hood effect, but that's what we just saw. That's going to come with the illustrious outfit.
That is a crisp hood right there.
Yes, and we get a new execution called the Assassin's Blade. That's honestly pretty sick. Okay, so I often complain that one of the problems I have with executions like this is the warden or the victim in any circumstance is just kind of standing still and letting this happen. But the way she's coming at him, it almost looks like she's sneaking up on him. And in the Assassin's Creed games, yes, Ezio or whoever the assassin was would sometimes just walk up, stab somebody, help them to the ground, and then walk away. So I'll let that slide because they're obviously paying homage to the original Assassin's Creed games.
It also looks like it's going like right through the heart, so that's gonna be
the placement of that is incredibly deadly.
And also, like, they've clearly like ruptured an artery there with how much blood's coming out. So that man is not long for this world.
Right. I think she could have gone a little deeper though, because if you look very carefully, watch her stab again and watch how deep the blade goes in. Yeah, I think she needs to go a little deeper because the blade is only a slightly longer than her fingers, and I think she probably needs to just push all the way in so that her palm is touching his chest.
Yeah.
I think she could go a little deeper, but still, that's nitpicking.
I don't know. Give him a band-aid and he'll be fine. I'm not sure Nethril can. Maybe.
Well, I mean, obviously, if the Warden's armor were actually working, that blade wouldn't have even gone in. But that's beside the point. We're assuming armor means nothing in this world. It literally is just cosmetics alone. So, honestly, really cool. I like this one. I also like how we kind of have this cool Abstergo Animus-style symbols that pop up around the hidden blade when it appears. Watch when she pulls it out. Yeah, you got that kind of glyph thing that pops up. That's kind of neat. I think that's kind of neat. Okay, so all in all, I would rank this execution.
No.
I would definitely rank it an 8 out of 10. I mean, obviously it's paying homage to something, so I don't want to rank it too low. But it would be deadly. It would work. I'm fine with it, and it definitely fits PK. Now, the reason I want to make that an important thing is because the last Assassin's Creed execution they gave us was Requiescat in Pace, which would also be deadly, but it's a little faster. Pounces, stabs in, and you get Ezio speaking. Listen very closely. You can hear Ezio saying Requiescat in Pace, which is
I feel like I want them to get another version of it where he goes Requiescat in Pace and then says, "You son of a," and then you know.
You son of a. Anyway, and did we get an emote? I don't think we did. Nope, doesn't look like it. But anyway, those are a lot of the stuff that we got, and we also have a limited time battle pass here, folks. So for the Creed event, you start off with 75 salvage. You get the Valhalla quest battle outfit for the samurai. So an homage to Valhalla, the most popular Assassin's Creed game right now.
For the samurai.
And then for the Vikings as well, the Valhalla quest. Then for the knights and the pirate. And then for the Wulin. All that Valhalla stuff. Then we'll get an ornament for the Vikings, Sinan's wings. Again, reference to Valhalla. Then for the knights. Then for the Wulin and pirate.
Yar.
Then for the samurai. Then after that, we'll get a effect, which is Welcome to Valhalla.
Okay.
I don't think Valhalla will look like that, but
it's a reference to the game.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of got like the Northern Lights thing going on.
They're kind of really selling the Valhalla stuff.
Well, somebody has to.
Somebody has to, because Valhalla, from what I understand, is not doing great right now.
Well, not now, but when it came out, like, man, it made bank. I think it was like the best-selling Assassin's Creed game of all time, which is impressive, but is also disappointing for me because I did not like the direction they went with.
Me neither. Valhalla, and here's the thing, guys, and hate us if you want to, but Lark and I, we just didn't like Valhalla. We weren't fans.
There was some things I really liked about it, but it made the biggest sin of any Assassin's Creed game I actually was excited for. It bored me.
Yeah, it was really boring, really irritating. And what we're going to do is, don't worry guys, we're going to bring back the Assassin's Creed graded series. Might even do a tier list of them. And we're going to talk about why we didn't like Valhalla. We'll talk about which one is our favorite. We'll talk about why they're our least favorite and favorite, like all that kind of stuff. And don't worry, Valhalla isn't even my least favorite. That would probably go to Syndicate if I had to.
Yeah, Syndicate's like, because like it's not like there aren't any redeeming qualities in Valhalla. It's just that it's just like it's only the story. Because like you can't there's the side stuff is all like sort of like little mini games and like playing tag with kids, and it's like, well, I'm not against that stuff. It's like I wanted like it to be an Odyssey and Origins where I could go off and do side quests, make money and stuff, and I didn't like
I think the way you described it, I'll never forget this. You said when you're playing Odyssey, say what you want about Odyssey, but no matter where you went, there was something to do. You know, there was some kind of quest to go on, something to level up your skills, something to practice, something to do. You know, you always felt like you were engaging with different parts of the world, no matter where you went. But with Valhalla, it always felt like you had to travel to find your quest, travel to find anything to further the story, travel to level up your character. and everything else around you was just padding with like mini games and side things that didn't really add to your character or help you learn it was basically all just fluff. It was basically all just padding without actually feeling engaged in the world. Like, for example, if you traveled somewhere on Odyssey, you might bump into a person who isn't going to help you further the main quest, but they're going to help you feel like you're going to understand the world a bit better and the problems with the world through your interaction with them. Like, I remember there was this one mission that you had to do in Odyssey where you run into this slave and you have to help this slave, but through helping this slave, you not only discover another member of the Cult of Cosmos, but you help understand the problem of slavery in that era, and you understand why it needs to end and why the slavery issue didn't work in that time period, and also understood why they started up slavery in the first place. You also understood the good and bad side of both Sparta and Athens. With Valhalla, though, it always felt like, oh, here's a drinking game. Okay, well, what does this tell me about the world other than Vikings like to drink? Nothing. They just like drinking. Here's a poetry game where you're going to rap battle each other. Okay, what does this tell me about the world and the things about it other than the fact that Vikings can be poets too? Nothing really. It's kind of like, I just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. No, you don't. Oh, God.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And also, just a little side note, Geese Draken mentioned it in the comments, but he has actually completed an Apollyon cosplay that he's been working on for quite a while, and the pictures of it are actually in the Discord, so if you want to go check that out after the stream, or if you want to pop over there really quickly and then pop back, go show him some love, because he really worked hard on that.
Alright, we'll check it out.
Yep, because that helmet do be looking fresh. But yeah, just Valhalla, it just... I wanted to like it. I really, really wanted to like it, but I just... When I spend majority of my time running around looking for something to do, finally find something, and it's literally just helping two schmucks burn their house down, and that's it, I kind of get this in heart... I get disheartened. This... What the heck, guys?
Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're playing the Assassin's Creed game mode, Assassin in Templari. The whole game mode is it's basically Dominion, but there's a catch. You cannot take Zone A or C. B zone is the only one you can take. By capturing Zone B, the enemy's commander will appear, and it will either be Cesare Borgia or Ezio Auditore. Your job is then to go to the enemy's commander and try to kill them, which will immediately give your team 450 points immediately. And they will stay with you for the rest of the match, while taking Zone B will only give you 100 points. So the idea is you want to try to kill the enemy commander at least 2 more times and control Zone B.
And unfortunately, we have to go against our boy. Take care of him. Most unfortunate. No!
I think Goki's mad at me.
Mm-hmm. Valhalla was more free roam instead of an Assassin's game, in my opinion. You're right, Ron, but that's the thing. That's all it was, just free roam running around. But you need to have some stuff to do in the free roam.
Right, there has to be more involved. Like, if you're going to do a free roam style game, make sure there are things to do wherever you go. That's one thing I can say good about Elden Ring. I feel like when I do play Elden Ring, no matter where you go, there's something happening. The problem is, sometimes where you go, the thing you run into is too strong for you, so you're kind of damned, you know?
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, like, in Elden Ring, you could run around and, like, you could still, like, just grind some minions and stuff, but, like, even in Valhalla, I felt like the combat was sort of, wonky because they like zoom the camera out. I remember getting like a big brawl very early on in the game, and I was wondering why I was doing so poorly, and then I realized I was looking at the wrong character. I was like, oh crap, because it zoomed out so far I couldn't tell which one was Eivor. And it's not like in Odyssey where the colors are nice and bright and vibrant and that you can clearly pick your guy out. It's like they all look brown-gray. Wait, those stairs aren't usually blocked, are they? Are they?
What stairs?
I don't know. I just read the comments. I was like, I don't quite know what he's referring to. Maybe we'll see.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's help out Cesare. Hi, Goki.
You do the Shigoki Pokey, and then you turn yourself around.
Remember me, Goki? Remember me, Fat Man? Boom! Yeah.
If you look closely, when you like the blood spurted out, you can see bacon bits in there.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm pretty sure that Shugoki's blood type is pudding.
Exactly.
Not a bad thing, just pointing it out.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is great. Guys, Dragon says, just so you know, Raven, I'm wearing my Warmonger cosplay at an Airsoft game next week, which will be a Star Wars theme. I'm going to be a medieval Sith Lord. Atta boy!
Darth Apollyon, that is big.
Yes, the Sith Lord Apollyon. I love it. I'm gonna need you like to record some footage of that or something. Like post that in the Discord. That's pretty baller right there.
Yes, it is. Hold on, we need to intercept this guy.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing alright. Oh crap. Hi.
Raven421 says, so I was playing with the new event, right, and I got into an all-bot team while against a human enemy team. I went the whole match with bots and won. That's impressive.
That is impressive, actually.
So those must have been like bot 3s or something, because...
Remember me, Yoki! Remember me, Yoki! Yeah!
They're saying in the chat that Shigoki's blood type is Nutella. Remember, like, it was like 3 or 4 years ago, like, Nutella was, like, the wonder condiment for everybody?
Yeah, no, people, no matter where you went, that's all anyone would talk about.
Nutella on toast, so like, ooh, give me something else, please.
Genuinely, I feel like Nutella's a little overrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it was bad, but I think, like, they just, like, it overhyped itself to the point where it's just kind of like, now nobody talks about it anymore. Not that it doesn't exist, just nobody.
Dang it, they killed Cesare.
I mean, I feel like I should be, it's sad because it's bad for the game, but at the same time, Cesare died, so...
Oh, I read you that time.
His blood type is AIDS. Oh, we hope not. Oh, Hannah's in chat.
Dang it, Raider. Oh, I'm glad to have Hannah in chat.
Frumentari Claudius still in it. Still is here in Italy. Heavily overrated. Yep, it is right. So the Italians know about it.
Know about what?
Nutella.
Oh, yeah. Ah.
Maybe they even made it. Who knows?
Well, we have Nutella still. It still exists, just I don't know anyone who buys it.
Lark, can we fight a werewolf in Valhalla? I don't know. After, like, the 3rd or 4th, like, saga I went through, well, I stopped playing.
Let me point this out. Let me point this out a little bit. Every DLC I see for Valhalla is just adding more Norse myth. And to me, that kind of reveals what the goal was with its creation. It wasn't about making an Assassin's Creed game. It was about selling Norse mythology.
Well, the thing is, if you look at the ancient Assassin's Creed games, all of them revolved around a mythology.
Right.
You had the Egyptian, the Greek, and then the Norse, the most famous ancient pantheons around. However, I feel like Valhalla focused more heavily on the actual pantheon than even the other two did. Origins was honestly somewhat more lax on it, because it was a little bit in the background. Odyssey brought it up a little bit to a degree, but with Valhalla, I feel like you play, like, you hallucinate yourself as Odin.
Yeah, like, literally, I mean, they kind of hint that in the, hold on, okay, y'all can go that way. I'm gonna go kill Ezio. Have fun with that. Bye.
Ezio, I promise. This isn't personal, man.
You first. Yeah.
Has anyone tried Marmite? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I've never had the experience.
Come on. There we go. We'll get you.
I'm surprised. There's actually several people in the chat that are agreeing with us. They weren't as big of fans of Valhalla.
I'm surprised. I've gotten a lot of hate for saying I don't like Valhalla.
I think, like, it's kind of like it's one of those things, like, when it first comes out, like, everyone really, really likes it, but as, like, it wears on, they start to realize it doesn't have the same replayability. Because they're like, it was like a free, not DLC, but FLC, was literally, they extended the, like, you could go up a river and continuously raid. You could keep going down and just raid all day. Because people realized one of the best things about Valhalla was the raiding mechanic, but it was very limited in the main game. And so they decided to do it. But the thing is, unlike, say, in Black Flag or Rogue, where you could go and raid pirate ships, or raid just ships, and take that money and go spend it on whatever you want, in this, you got a specific type of loot that could only be spent on one thing. So it kind of took the joy out of it. Because you're not... And that's another thing. If you're going to let me be a Viking and go raiding, let me be a Viking and go raiding. Don't say, like, oh, you're just getting supplies to build up your village. Like, no, let me buy crap.
Right. I think the problem with Valhalla, again, I think that the fact that they added the Norse mythology so vehemently in Valhalla showed their goal here. They knew, oh, lots of people are Valhalla boos. They just love the Norse lore. They think that that's the coolest thing ever. Let's just build that up. We'll throw in some historical stuff because it's Assassin's Creed, but no, it's all Valhalla. It's all Valhalla boo stuff, you know. Hi, Raider. You're just gonna stand there and guard Ezio. Yep. He's gonna. This is the only problem I have with this game mode. People who aren't good at the game.
Enemy team is breaking. The enemy rally.
Alright. Valhalla booze, I'm stealing that. Feel free.
Yeah, I came out with it. You want to talk about weeb? Here's the thing. Me and Lark were talking about this over dinner tonight. We were talking, which is more annoying to us? Weeaboos who think that everything Japanese, samurai, and anime is just god tier and perfect? Or people who think that everything Norse and pagan and Viking is all awesome and perfect? Because genuinely, both annoy the hell out of me, but I do feel like there's a pretentiousness that comes from Valhalla boos that I don't see in Weeaboos.
I feel like there's like the Valhallas, like they have a tendency to be more pretentious. I feel like the Weeaboos like fester more, like they're more obnoxious, like they are even less self-aware. Like you could come across like Valhalla boos could blend into a normal society, and when the conversation comes up, that's when it comes out. Weeaboos purposely inject it into everything.
I don't know. I've seen Valhalla boos who kind of
but not to the same degree, and not as frequent.
Enemy team is breaking.
Dang, Raider really repeats the same moves. To be fair, they do have a limited moveset in comparison to some of the other heroes. You just kick Ezio. Having fun with the new event? Yes, we are.
Well, I'm getting my butt kicked.
Well, you're dying by Ezio's hand, so...
No, I've died by the Viking's hand.
I know, but
this Raider has repeated the same moves over and over and over again. It's actually kind of sad.
Well,
because
look at his name.
I would respect him more.
Look at his name.
I am very... Yeah, that explains it.
He knows.
And what I despise is look at his whole strat. It's basically hide behind Ezio. It's hide behind Ezio. Right now, he's leaving Ezio's side. He's going to go try to get Cesare. But trust me, once shit hits the fan, he's going to run back to Ezio. Speaking of which, I'm going to run over to Ezio right now.
Ezio Auditore da Ferenzi.
I'm going to do what damage I can to the big guy. But yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about this game. People will just hide behind the big guys. That's what that Raider was doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. There we go.
We know Beowulf.
I'm very well aware of Beowulf. Taught a whole class on the subject. Oh, look, Goki.
Goki, not now.
Yep. And I'm done. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. Our team is breaking now. The only way we turn that around is if B turns around, but you can bet they're not going to let that happen.
I don't know. They might just go ahead and try and bum rush Cesare.
Oh, we're back in. My team turned it around. There we go. That's the thing. Skill is not the secret to this game mode. It literally is just bum rushing the other side.
Leroy Jenkins.
Okay, I see our pirate running over to go deal with.
You gotta save Cesare, because if Cesare dies, you guys are.
Yeah, if Cesare dies, we're done. Okay, this is gonna feel really nice. I know we're gonna lose this, but that felt really nice, just being honest.
There we go. Now he's got it.
Now he's done. And just to make sure we don't have any more problems.
Am I the only one who's getting Riverford as a map? I don't know. We've got for
I've
the
got
event.
Riverford. Yeah, the event has like 3 maps.
I remember, like, wasn't like in the original one when it was only at the Citadel?
No, it was. They had this match too in the original.
Huh. How do we have a clock here though?
Oh, I've done it twice now.
Is it me or does?
I better heal up our guy over there.
Is it me or does Cesare sound like Herbis Domini? Yep, same voice actor.
Yeah, same voice actor in both games.
Yep, he just pops up. He's also Barnabas in Odyssey, and I like Barnabas. Barnabas, good man. I saved his daughter. And I sit high to the grill. No.
While they're all fighting it out over there, I'm gonna head over to Ezio.
Actually, it's at 1,000. You may want to go ahead and just take care of them.
Okay, this one's good.
You would hope a PK would be good in an assassin event.
Yeah, well, she light parried me very easily, so there you go. Oh well.
Ah, they didn't emote spam. Kudos to them.
Well, I knew we would lose that as soon as they killed him a second time.
That's a Star Wars fan right there.
Well, look at those two. They both have very similar emblems, so I'm willing to bet they might be friends. But not only that.
Dang,
but,
that PK was good.
Yeah, like I said,
18 kills?
I think was that PK a PC player? I know they weren't a PS4 player.
No, I think they were PS4.
Really? Well,
I'm looking at the replay over here.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, anything going on in chat?
Okay. Here's a good question. What I don't get about AC is why don't they do AC Japan when people have been asking for it for so long? If they didn't take so long, then Sucker Punch wouldn't have beaten them to it.
Agreed. Me and Lark have been talking about it for a while. They need to do it in either China because they hinted at it with Sao Jun.
Assassin's Creed China does not count.
Or they need to do it in South Korea.
Or Korea.
Or just Korea. You could do it during the Joseon period. Or do it in Japan. All those. Take it to Asia. That would be awesome. I don't know why they don't want to do it.
Well, if I remember correctly, like the main guy in charge of the Assassin's Creed franchise at Ubisoft, he said there's so many samurai games going around there. I'm like, well, now we've been filled with a lot of Viking games recently, so moot point there. Like, go ahead and give the people what they want.
Agreed.
Give an Assassin's Creed take on the Sengoku Jidai. That would be awesome because you could easily tie in the Sengoku Jidai with the Korean invasion. You could have a little bit of overlap there. You could knock out both countries at once, which I think would be awesome.
Correct. I think, and generally, is that really going to be your excuse? Like, oh, there's so many samurai games. Why do you think that is, buddy? Why do you think there are so many samurai? Because samurai games sell. Lots of people like them. So why the heck would you hold off? Like, just say, oh, no, I don't want to do the thing that sells like hotcakes.
All right. Hey, Raven, what do you think Ubisoft doing Valhalla characters instead of Assassin's Creed 2 characters would be better for the event since this is more ACV related with the effects and stuff?
No, because other than the main character in Assassin's
Eivor, who would you choose?
Who would you pick?
Like, Brotherhood, even though I don't think it's as good as 2, you gotta admit, it gave us a pretty good dynamic going on between, Ezio versus Cesare.
Because the thing about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood that you gotta respect, Cesare was a very well built up villain.
It's not as good as his father, but still very good.
Right. The difference in Assassin's Creed 2, Rodrigo was the main villain, and he was built up well, but he didn't have Cesare's presence. It was always he was always the guy in the background, the one who was kind of organizing things. Cesare was the dude who frickin' killed your uncle.
He bangs his sister, kills your uncle, and busts down your town wall.
And tries to destroy the Vatican. Okay, the dude is a quintessential awesome villain to be added. He made a perfect bad guy and a perfect foil. So, genuinely, when doing this, it makes a lot more sense. But with Eivor, other than Eivor himself, who would you pick?
Raven, show your face cam, give the people... We don't have a face cam set up to do that.
I don't have a face cam set up to do that, and, no.
No, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get you a little VR minion.
One of those little VR, those little anime VR things?
Yeah, I'm going to fund that for you.
We need to do that. That would be very cool.
But it's just like a helmet, just a never unmoving helmet. There you go. That's it.
There you go. I have my helmet. Or knowing if Hannah was the one to draw it, it would be like this little anime girl. And, I know my voice doesn't fit this, but maybe I'm pulling a Tonkatsu Sinclair.
I don't know who that is. We need to find out. But anyway, one person was actually mentioning in chat, and I totally agree with it, they should keep these as the Night Minions, because genuinely they look so much
they
better.
look really good.
Because the thing is, the original Night Minions, I really like the look. This is an improvement on that. But the current ones have just the little, little dirt helm, and it's just such a downgrade. The Vikings got a huge upgrade getting them actual armor rather than just wearing a tunic, but I feel like they did the Knights dirty. VTubers are all the rage these days, yes. I mean, I was mostly joking, because I have no idea.
VTubers are all the rage, but that doesn't mean we should do it.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the cost of it than anything else.
Yeah, it'd be pretty expensive to buy all that equipment.
Yeah.
And paying someone to make the avatar.
I think they had, pre-built ones, but then I wouldn't have the same time.
Yeah, but if we did a pre-built one...
It's if we're going to blow that money, we might as well, try and invest in, mocapping technology.
Yeah, literally.
Because then we could do some hilarious crap.
Hi, Ezio.
Oh, I like this idea. Adam says, I think they should use some old minions and some new ones, you know, because not everyone would have the exact same equipment. Yeah, sort of like a Hasha. I like that. That would actually be a good idea. Did you know there is a glitch with the new Kensei armor?
No, I did not know that.
I was completely unaware.
What's the glitch?
Maybe if we sit around, maybe. No, we haven't seen Northman. But it's
Someone tried to tell me it's historically accurate. I saw the trailer and I went, sure it is, bub.
Sure. I mean, it might be like mythologically accurate. Didn't someone like describe it as like being like watching a saga?
Yeah, okay, I hope y'all noticed what that warlord was doing. Light spamming, realized the light spamming wasn't working, so headbutted and lighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, warlord. Thumbs up.
Yeah. What and How says, by the way, when you get a chance, listen to the music in For Honor. Sounds like it's from Odyssey and Origins. Actually, that's a callback not just to Odyssey and Origins, but also to the Ezio trilogy.
Yeah, I heard the music. It was a callback to Assassin's Creed 2 music. Yeah, for sure. Because Assassin's Creed 2, I think, was not my favorite Assassin's Creed game, but definitely the one that really made me fall in love with.
I think Assassin's Creed 2 is probably the most well-rounded, best-built game. And I really like the Ezio because I like looking at Brotherhood and Revelations not as separate games, but as sort of DLC, because every time I play 2, I wind up playing Brotherhood and then Revelations right afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, shit. They're really janky down there, aren't they?
Yep.
Better go help.
AC2, it is the most... Actually, I'd argue Brotherhood's probably the most iconic, because typically when they have Ezio up, they have him wearing his Brotherhood garb. Which is ironic, because I like his Revelations attire the best. I think just Ezio, he ages gracefully.
Start running, dork! That's what I thought!
Hey man, you be tripping. What are your thoughts on AC Black Flag?
Great pirate game! Not an Assassin's Creed game.
I have to, because you don't play an assassin till like the very last there's like 7-8 parts, like till the very last part of the game do you actually be an assassin. But it's a fun game.
Oh, it's a very fun game, but the thing is, it tries to sell itself on the Assassin's Creed label, but it almost has nothing to do with Assassin's Creed. That's the thing, because it's just it's a pirate who basically found some Assassin's Creed robes, and now is trying to sell himself off as an assassin.
Or first a Templar, then an assassin. What I find interesting about it was it is if they had just called it Pirates Creed and said it's an Assassin's Creed universe, but it's like its own thing, no complaints, no complaint whatsoever. But the thing is, the storyline is not what we're here for. We're there because if you want to be a pirate, that is the game you are going to go to and play because it is the best one out there. And Han actually pointed out that she misses AC1.
Assassin's Creed 1, here's the thing about Assassin's Creed 1. It's the quintessential beginning. It's the one that really got the ball rolling with Assassin's Creed. I feel like the combat mechanics were a little underwhelming, because you could just basically repeat the same thing over and over again. You know, counter and punish. But I also don't like the new combat mechanics that they've added. Like, the worst combat mechanics of all are Syndicate. Like, Syndicate has the worst combat I've ever seen.
It's like they tried to steal from the Arkham games, but take all of the joy out of it.
Well, let's just repeat punching and slashing and stuff ad nauseum and hope they die. Guys, I don't know how many fights you've been in. It doesn't take 1,300 punches to put a guy down.
Yeah, it's just like the whole thing of it. I remember I got a kukri, and I remember gutting this man because I slashed him like 35 different ways in the chest, then shot him with a gun, and he's still kicking. And I'm just going, no, that's not how this works. Because this wasn't like some boss or something. This was just some mid-level boss before I got to the main guy. I'm like, that's when I said, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. The location was awful because it was just London, nowhere else. And I remember also, you were kind of weirded out how upset I was that I had this little toddler yelling at me, telling me what to do. I was not a fan of that.
Hey, hold on. I'm sitting this school to meet the enemy. What the? Warden?
We had something special going on here. Brother Lorca, we pretend Syndicate does not exist.
I was so mad at Syndicate. Like, I hated it so much.
But back to the point of Assassin's Creed 1, I kind of miss, like, not the gameplay necessarily, because the gameplay was kind of raw. It was good for the time period, but as many people pointed out in the chat, like, it just got the ball rolling. Assassin's Creed 1, the setting of the Crusades, the medieval era, that is a great setting. And they never visited again. Like, I'd understand going to the Renaissance, but now that they're starting to go back, hit the Middle Ages again. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, in Assassin's Creed Revelation, they do have, like, memories.
Yeah, they do. But it's like, I want more. And the thing is, what really irritates me in the start of Assassin's Creed Unity, you don't start in the French Revolution. They give you a little brief play as a Templar as the Templars fall and their last fortress in France is besieged by the King of France. And I was like, the whole time I was going, I would really like a game around this period, medieval France. That would be cool. But no, then I got the French Revolution, which, that game. Assassin's Creed Unity has a lot of the same problems Syndicate has, but just not as bad.
Unity just didn't know it. Yeah. Because the character was stupid. Oh, he quit while I was killing him.
Oh, what a baby.
The Heresy Killers? That was the name, the Heresy Killers?
So, Lark doesn't like London. The Queen is shaking her head, and also Austin Powers. Listen, here's the thing. I'm an American, so no disrespect to the Queen, not my monarch. We stopped caring about what that monarch thought in 1776. Now, more to the point, I hate industrial-era London in the way it was portrayed, because there was nowhere, like, it was all just smog and soot. If I wanted to play a game like that and have it be good, I would have gone and played Dishonored. That was it. Dishonored and Dishonored 2 are actually both very good games that sort of have the Victorian era kind of feel. But I was just like running around in coal dust-covered London going, oh boy, isn't this fun? No, it isn't. Because literally, it all looked the same to me. With the exception of like running around Buckingham Palace, everywhere else in the game looked exactly the same. I had a similar problem with Unity, with Paris, because I'm no fan of Paris either, but at least you could like trip out to Versailles for a little bit. But with Syndicate's like failed on every level it possibly could.
Syndicate was just so and both characters were awful. Like, I guess the idea was the brother was supposed to care more about the assassin side of Assassin's Creed, whereas the sister was supposed to care more about the Pieces of Eden side of things. And I couldn't help but go, I don't care about either of you, and I think you're both terrible people.
Yeah, well, it also weirded me out that the guy looked just like Edward Cullen to me, and so I couldn't unsee that, and that was like, I might have already came in with a prejudice to that.
That may have been part of it.
Yeah, I will admit, like, as someone pointed out, they liked his dialogue. Like, yeah, he was more entertaining than the girl. I would have preferred to just follow him, because the girl was kind of bland as bread.
I guess they wanted to add her because they kind of wanted to say, hey, look, we can add female characters in Assassin's Creed.
It was like the first time I sort of inspired, like, hey, you could play as both, except I don't think it was really done correctly until Odyssey.
Right. Oh, they killed Cesare.
Yeah.
Well, that just means we need to kill Ezio quicker now.
Sorry, Ezio. It's nothing personal.
Wait, maybe a little personal.
Is there an AC game set in ancient Rome? They're not an ancient Rome. They have one in Renaissance Rome, which Brotherhood. It's not a bad game, but like I said, I prefer to view it as DLC for AC2. But I would really, really like. I heard a rumor before Valhalla was announced that the next Assassin's Creed game was actually going to be in ancient Rome, and I got really, really excited because I really do love Rome. And then Valhalla was announced. I'm like, oh, okay, that's okay. Valhalla could work, and then Valhalla happened. Then I just start thinking, man, the ancient world has so much to offer, because the ancient world is just like such a treat. Because like there are so many things you can do. Like imagine an Assassin's Creed game in like not even just in like ancient Europe, but like imagine like Three Kingdoms China.
Yeah,
that would be baller.
Kind of baller. Oh, hi, Warlord. So you're gonna play the guard?
Rogue is the best Assassin's Creed game ever. Rogue's really good. It's kind of like a hidden gem, a diamond in the rough, because Rogue and Unity were released at the same time. Unity for the newer consoles. Rogue was like a little for those that were too poor to buy the new consoles. And Rogue ironically became the better game because it had the same gameplay mechanics as Black Flag with a few extra things thrown in. But Whereas Unity just kind of crapped on the whole system and made combat more or less unenjoyable. Not as bad as Syndicate, but it just wasn't as good. Whereas Rogue, you were getting to sail around Quebec and the rest of Canada and New York, blowing the French out of the water, which is really, really fun to do. How did you not lose any health on that?
No one lost health on that ball?
I think everybody's confused there.
Maybe it's a glitch.
Hey, I but Shinobi's really confused. Like, hey, AC3 undoubtedly had the best combat. To a degree. Like, I do love the way the hatchet gameplay worked in AC3, but...
This is for throwing me off a ledge, you dirtbag. This is for throwing me off a ledge, you dirtbag. Get on the hook. You're going to the entity.
Your living privileges have been revoked. But... yeah, with AC3, my biggest problem with the combat in that is when you call your assassins, like in Brotherhood and Revelations, your assassins can hold their own. Once your assassins in AC3 do their own little gimmick, they are worthless in combat. Absolutely worthless. Alright.
There, dealt with you.
Okay, let's see.
Warden.
Oh, they say you don't take fall damage in the new game mode. Oh, okay.
That works for me.
What do you think about Avatar: The Last Airbender and For Honor?
I don't know how you'd make that work.
I mean, Shaolin could be an air nomad.
I mean, would each faction represent a different nation? The Wulin would probably be the Fire Nation. The Knights would probably be... what would they be? I mean, the Vikings would probably be...
The Water Tribe, honestly.
Water, yeah, okay, they'd be water. That leaves Samurai as Earth, maybe? No, they'd be airbenders. They'd be
The Samurai, it's weird, because I could associate it with, like, heroes, not so much because some of the Samurai would be more like Fire Nation. It'd be weird. But, like, the Knights wouldn't fit in at all, because they would have nothing to connect to.
I mean, I guess that'd be hard to do, honestly.
All right,
As much as I'd love to see that happen, I think the one problem with that happening is I'd have to add Korra too, and I refuse to allow Korra into this world. I will forever think Korra is shit.
Indeed. Okay, hey Raven and Lark, sorry if I keep asking, but did the average Crusader believe it was righteous to kill Muslim people? Just curious.
Okay, it's time for us to address the heretic argument. Okay, here's the thing. There is this huge belief that all Knights wanted to do was purge the heretics, kill the heretics. You gotta understand what the Crusader mindset was. It was not about killing heretics. It was about performing the will of God. What was the will of God in the Crusade? The will of God in the Crusade was to take back the Holy Land. Who were the ones trying to keep them from doing that? The Muslims. So in that instance, the Muslims were the heretics standing against the will of God. So it was righteous to kill the caliphates and all the enemies of God in that case. But once they took the Holy Land, were they still enemies preventing them from doing the will of God? No. In fact, there are cases of Crusader nation states and Crusader kings protecting and providing
assistance and armament
to Muslim peoples.
There was actually one. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
There was one Muslim chronicler who went through the Kingdom of Jerusalem, and he actually was complaining that there were Muslim people that were doing better under the rule of the Franks than under the rule of their own people, and he was trying to figure out why that was. And there was several factors going into that. But to answer the main question, honestly, one depends on the crusading knight in particular because they're all individuals. But the idea was you were supposed to fight the infidel, you were supposed to fight the enemies of God. If they got in your way, you killed them. And very much like the jihadist mindset was very similar, if these guys are enemies of the religion, you have to go take them out. So there's a bit of a similarity there. However, as Raven pointed out, once the crusade was successful, the first crusade, it was like, hey, we have to rule over these people. We can't just go killing them willy-nilly.
Anyway, point being, oh, hi, you're so mature, dude. You're so mature. Good job, Viking. And that's my one problem with this game mode. I like the game mode, but my one problem with it is skill is irrelevant. It is entirely on luck. It is entirely on how good your team is. And they just had a really top-tier Shinobi and a very immature Raider. I will bet money Raider will not stick around for the next match. How much do you want to bet? Unfreeze game. Thank you.
I'll bet that for $1.
Okay, his name is Bully Maguire 6. Oh, and he's also a non-PS4 player, so I'm willing to bet he's got a bit of an advantage over the rest of us. But let's find out. Let's find out if he stays. Will Bully Maguire stay? Come on, unfreeze game. I hate my internet connection. Everything's so slow. Come on.
Here's another question. While on Assassin's Creed still, what do you think about the portrayal of the American Revolution in AC3? Potential rant.
Let's talk about that in just a second. First, let's finish up this talk about the Crusades.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
There's more to talk about with that. So here's the common misconception, and I think a lot of media gets this wrong too. They see the Christian versus Muslim debate of the Knights see the Muslims as heretics because they don't believe in Jesus and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's not the way it was. I want to set the record straight there. The Christians were not out to fight in the Crusades because they hated Muslims. That wasn't the goal. That wasn't what they wanted to do. They did it because they were trying to reclaim the Holy Land. The fact that they were Muslim was irrelevant. If the Holy Land were being held by Buddhists, if the Holy Land were being held by Hindus, if the Holy Land were being held by atheists, it would not have mattered. They would have said, "You are preventing us from performing our duty.
And really,
you will die."
And remember, the Crusades actually started out because the Byzantine Empire called for help because they'd been losing so much territory to the Turks.
Right. So that's the thing to remember. So in answering your question, did they see it as righteous to kill a Muslim? Only if the Muslim were impeding the will of God.
So basically, were they on crusade and was it on a battlefield?
Right. Because Christians are also taught, even at that time, to love your enemy. In this case, though, the enemy's trying to kill you, so attack, you know?
Yeah, well, it's just sort of like the nature of warfare at the time, because a lot of knights, actually, they sort of felt a little conflicted. It was like, I'm a warrior, but also my faith says killing isn't really a good thing.
We did a whole video on that. It's called Just Billy Juicy. Look it up. It's on my channel. It's the whole conversation of how a knight justifies war. Like, how did the knights justify going to war? And it's all about, like, when is it okay to fight? When is it okay to go to war? There are lots of Christian discussions on that, studying the Bible, studying St. Augustine, all these different people in the past who have argued, when is it time to fight? When is it time to be forgiving? So I guess the short answer is no, they didn't see it as righteous to kill Muslims. They saw it as righteous to protect the faithful, and that's what they were doing. Yes. Or at least in their minds, that's what they were doing.
Except for that one king of France. He was totally...
What does chat think about that answer? Do they need any clarification?
The original commenter, he was satisfied with it.
Okay.
It was a person.
Now let's talk about Assassin's Creed 3. Here's the thing about Assassin's Creed 3 for me, and then I'll let you speak, Lark, because I know you have a lot to say on that. I'll start so that you have your time to rant. When Assassin's Creed 3 was announced, before they announced when it would be, I was certain it would take place in China, because of the fact that we'd had that Assassin's Creed Ember story, which I thought would be taking it to China because of, Xiao Jun's appearance. So when they announced it wouldn't be in China, but rather in what was it? The Revolutionary War. I was like, is that really where we want it to take place? Hold on. This Shinobi is incredibly good. Damn it. So the question was, okay, it's taking place in Revolutionary War times. Okay, I would prefer China, but this is fine as long as the story's good and the characters are good. Connor's an annoying bitch. I'm just gonna say it. His character, he's just an annoying bitch. At first, he's kind of an engaging character. This kind of wide-eyed, fish-out-of-water character who really just wants to know what's going on in the world, why things are the way they are. He's kind of the newbie who's just stepped into the world of Assassins. Like, I think that's something we needed, because in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed Revelations, Ezio kind of knew what the Assassins were, so the game was expecting us to know. With Connor, it was like, no, this is what the Assassins are. We're going to teach you through Connor. So that was fine, but then once he knew, nothing was about the creed. Nothing was ever about the creed. It was always about my people, my village. How does this help me defend my village? this doesn't help me defend my village. This doesn't help me, my people. And I'm like, no. You're supposed to care about the creed, dude. You're supposed to care about defending the creed. And the fact that you're bitching this much, it's really getting old. Like, all he did was whine. Now, the question is, did they do the Revolutionary War justice? Yes and no, kind of, sort of, not really. There were certain things that they got right, I will admit, but the way they treated some historical figures, like making the Swamp Fox out to be a bad guy. Anyway, I'll let Lark handle that because he is actually an expert on this kind of stuff. So I'll leave him to address that.
Because I have actually taught the American Revolution multiple times, so I have a bit of a because unlike Raven, when they announced, hey, we're going to do the American Revolution as an assassin, like when I saw the initial teaser trailer of him running across at Bunker Hill to the British side and knocking out the Templar commander, I was going nuts, because, like, this is so cool. I was upset that they weren't going to do it in China, but at the same time, I was like, I really like this, this is awesome. Then I played the game, and gameplay-wise, it is fun for the most part. There were still some bugs and glitches in there that really, really irritated me. Like, they kept on stealing my arrows. I'd start a mission with full ammo, and they'd take it from me for no reason. And also the bows were wonky. But anyway, onto the history. For the most part, the history is pretty good. It's fun to see a lot of the characters around there, like seeing Samuel Adams is good, Charles Lee being used as a bad guy is actually quite genius. But my problem is, the game exclusively takes place in the northern United States. We do not, like, unless you get in a ship, you do not go down past Philadelphia. Which irks me because a lot happened in the Revolutionary War in Georgia and South Carolina and Virginia. And I was really excited. Part of the reason I was excited for the American Revolution is because me and Raven, we are both born and bred in South Carolina. We still live in South Carolina. It's like, I finally get to see my home state in a video game. But we don't get to go there.
I want to know how this fool knew where I was going to attack from. How did he know where I was going to attack from? He dodged right into that zone attack like it was nothing. I swear, I don't know what it is. Maybe I suck, or maybe they're just all really top tier. But note that I haven't taken a win in any of these matches. Oh, this game mode irritates so much. So much. I do love the game mode, but it really is no skill at all. It is all... Yeah, and these two pieces. Kick me. Yep.
But yeah, the idea that they just focused on the northern part of the revolution, like even like when Yorktown was going on, they took us away from Yorktown to go back to New York. And not that they did New York and Boston bad per se. I even liked running around the frontier and hunting. It's just I wanted to see more, and then to add insult to injury, they have Assassin's Creed missions where you can send your assassins out to do missions all across the 13 colonies. And then I was like, oh, I gotta send them to South Carolina so we can get something out of it. And then they say the one titled The Swamp Fox. For those that you don't know, there is a backcountry hero in South Carolina during the American Revolution called the Swamp Fox. His name is Francis Marion. He was kind of like a big progenitor of guerrilla warfare in South Carolina. He bamboozled the British a good bit. We even have a university named after him. We have a lake named after him. He's kind of a big deal here. The only thing they mention about him is the descriptions like, this man, the Swamp Fox, is using unorthodox tactics and he must be stopped. He's using guerrilla warfare, which is something you'd expect the assassins would actually be supportive of or doing. If you're going to do that, why even mention him at all? Like, you don't mention that he's working with the Templars or anything like that. It's just like, hey, he's got to be stopped because he's using weird tactics.
Yeah, right.
He's using tactics the natives would have used.
Well, they don't explain why he's bad, is what I don't get.
Yeah,
I guess it comes down to this idea that they're trying in that game to prove that both sides have their faults, but you should be historically sound too.
Yeah,
you know?
it's weird for me, and it's like the one guy from like South Carolina that gets any president. Because keep in mind, Francis Marion is the guy that they based Mel Gibson's character off in The Patriot, or at least one of the people. So That one guy, that one South Carolinian that actually gets any form of press in the American Revolution is just like, yeah, he's a blurb, and they also, he's also a bad guy. Not even a bad guy on the screen, just a bad guy in passing. Yay. Yeah, Swamp Fox is an interesting character. He does have some skeletons in his closet, as just about anybody from the time period does.
Yeah,
but he's still an interesting character, particularly since he roasts Nathaniel Green after the Battle of Camden, going, "Na, you told me you didn't need my help, and then look what you did. You lost hard." And that's another thing. I would have loved to see something like King's Mountain or Cowpens in Assassin's Creed 3. Those fights would have been awesome. But I also have to agree with Raven. Connor is incredibly annoying in the late game because early on his naivete.
Yeah, we're done with it. We're done with this game mode, guys. We've taken 3 L's in a row. I think we're done.
We can move on.
Yeah, we're gonna go on to Dominion now because this is getting embarrassing.
And
I mean, I know that I'm trash. I'm very well aware that I'm trash, but I don't think I'm losing so much because I'm trash. I think this game mode is infuriating.
It can be. It's best in small doses. Honestly, I prefer doing it with bots, just because I can sort of enjoy the fact that I was playing an Assassin's Creed event.
And wow, okay, thanks.
Your team rally.
God.
But yeah, so more on to Assassin's Creed 3. Just
I think you've said enough.
Okay.
Your team is breaking.
But yeah, Peyton, The Patriot was an amazing movie.
Well, Bully McGuire just died. Wasn't he that raider who was being really toxic earlier?
Loboches, there's one thing I do not get. Why the Assassins are the attacker and the Templar are the defender? Would it not be the opposite? In the game mode?
Yeah.
Huh, I don't know. Genuine question, I guess. Let's see. Hey, Lark, how would you fix Assassin's Creed 3? I would just expand it out. Because if there was another city I would want you to be able to go to, other than just New York and Boston, Charleston, South Carolina would have been a good one. I think that would have been like, it was one of the largest economic hubs in the 13 colonies. So it would have actually made a lot of sense to include it. You would have been able to include the South Carolina or just the Carolina backcountry, which would have provided more of the game. I think, honestly, the only justification for why it was cut in the first place was just because it would have made the game files too large. Let's see. Hey, Raven Lark, have you heard of the dragon game known as Centuries Age of Ashes?
No.
Not familiar with it.
Moving on.
Matt, since For Honor has a giant snake, now a dragon, could Cthulhu Lovecraftian theme work for Honor?
No, that would not work.
Maybe for like an event mode, but
it wouldn't work as lore. That's the thing.
Not as lore, but as like a goofy event mode.
For a goofy event mode, yes.
Maybe like a Halloween themed event. That might work.
It wouldn't work for lore.
Yep.
All right, are they going to start emote spamming now? Let's see.
Let's see. Do they have any raiders on their team?
No, they don't. But
Defeat.
there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go. Winning with grace. And they're teabagging me. Wow, you guys are up. Oh, one of them's Rimuru CEO, Weeb. The other's Omega 96, Sensei Kensei, and Nude Laptop. Oh man,
aren't all laptops nude because they're not like wearing clothing?
That's pathetic. And the fact that you named yourself Rimuru.
Out of all
the anime characters you named yourself after one of the biggest Gary Stews in anime.
I do have to give him credit though. At least he didn't go with the basic Sharingan or Uchiha symbol.
Very fair.
Well, we gotta give him where it is.
We're done. That game mode can really drive you up a wall with rage.
It grinds your gears.
It can just piss you off, you know.
Yep.
Oh look, Sensei Kensei left. Oh, and Rimuru left too. Guys, I swear, it's always the emote spammers at the end of the match. The teabaggers, they always quit after they win. They always quit.
Indeed.
God, that's irritating.
All right, so Peyton Markle says, hey, Raven Lark, I haven't played For Honor since Kyoshin came out. Do you think it's in a good state for me to come back in?
Yeah. Shoot, yeah.
Yeah, the game modes might occasionally frustrate you, but it's still...
Look, here's the thing. If you quit a game just because, oh, man, I'm losing a lot. I mean... What did you expect? Multiplayer games, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You just gotta sometimes bite that bullet and just accept, hey, this is maybe gonna happen. I'm the same. Look, here's the thing, guys. I can play like 10 matches in a row and take L's in all of them. I can lose 10 matches in a row and lose my mind and just go, gosh dang it, why am I such garbage at this game? And then I'll put away the game for like a day or two. But I still come back. And not just because I have this channel, but because I love this game. It's such a fun game. So if genuinely your reason for putting up the game is, oh, I'm just not good at it, I'm trash, I'm sorry, go play another game that you're good at, but don't blame the game for that. But if your argument is, oh, I don't like the game because it's unbalanced, okay, let's have that conversation. Where is it unbalanced? And then we can talk about where we see the differences there. Oops, okay, this is true. This is true. Someone asked me, Raven, why don't you make a tier list, but not of how good the For Honor character is, but how cool you think they are? And I'm like, problem. I don't think I could make one about how cool they are, because I think they're all cool. I think all their concepts are cool. But then if you said, oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean, like, if you said, I would like you to make a tier list on how awesome you think they are, like on how good they are in fighting, I would say, game.
Game.
Let me move. Game.
Game.
Game. Oh my gosh, game broke. Game broke. Oh, thank God. Okay, that was weird.
That was some serious interference right there.
That was weird. What's going on? Why are we winning so hard that they don't even have a point?
Yeah, that is...
What's happening? Let's go find out what's going on.
What warp sorcery is this?
Oh, they're just holding them off at the front here.
Oh, no.
That's mean. I almost don't even want to help.
Now it's a 2v2, so... Oh, the capture was on now. Anyway, let's see what we can do. Hey Raven, how's the Naruto rant?
Oh, don't worry, that's coming. Lark and I have been talking about it.
Yep, that's also goes into the little lamentations we've been working on. Sorry, Raven 421, we will be digging into Naruto.
You lost Zone A.
Yeah. Peyton says he didn't leave For Honor because he was losing a lot. He was just because he was busy with other stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, in that case, yeah.
Yeah, just jump back in,
Jump
man.
back in.
Jump on in.
I wasn't talking about you personally. I'm just talking about it as a general rule.
Yeah. Lark, thoughts on the new Thor movie? Don't go off like Raven did. Okay, I'll go even worse. No.
Wait, you think I just went off?
No, they said, like, don't go crazy. Like, I think they just, like, I don't think they want me to go as long as you did. I think they just want my...
No, I think that... I'm pretty sure that it's because some people don't like the fact that I lost my mind.
Well, thing is, I don't have any high opinions of it either. Because I am, I was very much upset with what they did with...
Oh, that was mean, JJ.
Well, the forecast did predict raining Chinese men, so you have to watch out for that.
That was insane.
But anyway, thing is, I didn't like how at the end of Endgame, Thor just handed over the title of Monarch to Valkyrie and said, like, you're a good enough leader, you can take over. And I was like, no, he shouldn't just pass the buck on. Not to mention, I didn't feel like Valkyrie had developed herself enough to be a character to prove to be a decent leader for this new Asgard. I feel like I wanted Thor to come into his own. And maybe we'll see that in this movie. I wasn't convinced by anything in the trailer, and considering how female Thor is in the comics, I'm not exactly looking forward to it. Maybe it'll surprise me, but I don't know. Okay, let's see. Hey Raven, what American warrior would you put in For Honor?
American warrior?
Like, from the American continents, North and South America.
Zone A.
There aren't any that I would even consider contenders.
The only, I think the biggest one would probably be like the Aztec Jaguar warrior.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even be... They're a Stone Age warrior.
Even
the Vikings are Iron Age.
They are, but to be fair, like with the way, say, that say like we see shaman fighting, I think we could still work on that. Ooh, that's intriguing. Bad.
Yeah, he doesn't like me.
The enemy rally.
And again, I don't think any of them like me very much.
It's like you're on the enemy team.
Guys, I wonder if I'm cursed. Our team was kicking their butts, like no points to them at all. Now suddenly I joined the team, and they've more than caught up. Am I cursed?
Enemy team
I think I'm hexed this match, or this evening. I think I'm just hexed. I better not lose it for my team. Oh, I'll say.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If there's one thing that needs fixing about Valkyrie, it is her leg sweep. I feel like it's way too easy to anticipate.
Ooh. Brother Lorcath's asking the real questions. Do we prefer hamburger or pizza?
I personally prefer hamburger. That's just me personally, though.
The only way for hamburger, in my opinion, to be a contender to pizza is you gotta make it American. Add the dairy. Cheeseburger.
Yeah, make it a cheese. Make it a cheese.
Alright. Am I wondering, was there any other faction beside the Templar and the Assassins? Or is it just basically the light of the Assassins and the dark of the Templars?
There's those weird-ass Forerunner wannabes.
Yeah, the Isu, whatever they're called.
Yeah, fuck them. Sorry, I know
that's-
that I'm trying hard not to cuss, but yeah, F them. F them straight to hell. I cannot stand the Isu. I cannot stand them as a concept. I cannot stand them as an entity. I cannot stand them as a thing. I cannot stand that they exist. The fact that Ubisoft actually put them in and thought, hey guys, this is a good idea, is baffling.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. Actually, I'd say, like, probably the biggest mistake they made, like, now.
Awful! Sorry. I don't like them.
As I was saying, I think that probably the biggest narrative mistake Assassin's Creed made was at the end of 2 when basically they said, by the way, your biggest enemy isn't the Templars, it's the sun.
It is so many different levels of convoluted. Okay, you know, the whole idea of an underground war between totalitarian dictatorship like the Templars for the good of mankind, saying mankind can't be trusted to take care of itself, we need to take care of them, versus the idea of pure freedom for the world, and there can even be a downside to that. Pure freedom can lead to anarchy. Like, genuinely, both sides had interesting points to take, and seeing the two clash it out in historical ways, showing how underground, like, how historical figures we're aware of could have been part of these underground movements. Fascinating, interesting. That's where the cool shit was. But then, no, magical god people, basically taking a crap all over everything. And this isn't even a deism argument. This isn't even an argument of like, it's not the Christian God. That's not my issue. My issue is you crapped all over what could have been a fascinating character study, a fascinating historical look. No, you said, screw that business. We're going to make frickin' suns explode.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the idea, because remember the plot, like the controversy of the first game. The first game was the Templars in the modern day were about to get their hands on a piece of Eden, shoot it into a satellite into space, and use that to control the entire population of the world. The entire world would be under their control.
Oh, so the Obito method.
Pretty much, but this one actually made some degree of sense considering the backstory. Instead of using the moon! But more on that later. The issue, like I said, it's like, okay, so we're, like, the Assassins and Templars are literally fighting for the fate and control of mankind. Someone at Ubisoft said, that's not gripping enough. We need the sun.
And the methods by which the Ainu try to fix that problem are some of the dumbest
Oh
things.
gosh, that's another thing I had with Assassin's Creed 3, because as you go through like the Assassin's Creed 3, you hear about how they tried to save themselves from the sun, and it's hilarious. I have to tell this because this is one of the funniest things out there.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So the first thing they go through, they say, like, we tried to build a shield to go around the planet to stop the solar rays from hitting us. It's like, okay, but we couldn't make it powerful enough. And so we tried to get half the planet, but that wouldn't work. So a fourth of the planet, that wouldn't work. An eighth, and smaller and smaller. In time, we thought we might be able to get a city to work. And I was like, well, then just make a bunch of those. And I said, but that didn't fail. But that failed, so we didn't try. Okay. And so then we tried to make these big pylons that would absorb the power of the sun. We gave up on that because it just was taking too long. It's like, well, now I notice your problem. You don't have commitment. And then their third method was, we're going to go Matrix and just upload our memories into computers. I was like, a little unconventional, but wouldn't the sun fry the electronics? But all right. And then, I kid you not, their fourth and final method was using the pieces of Eden to make everyone think happy thoughts.
Yes, that's my favorite.
I lost my mind. Because, like, it's just, like, literally, like, all of us are going to think at the same time, save us. And I'm going, so prayer. You're just praying now. But not even, like, prayer, because you're not even praying to a deity. You're just into the ether. Everyone's thinking the same thing. Just think happy thoughts. Maybe it'll all go away. And then I laugh at the ridiculousness of it, because what do we see all over? How durable and indestructible the Isu architecture is. They have bunkers literally all over the world that are untouched by time for literally millennia. I'm just thinking, just build a crap ton of bunkers, hunker down there, wait for the crap to pass, then come back out and rebuild civilization. Bada bing, bada boom. But no, instead of investing, just say, build a couple bunkers, go Fallout on us. Instead they go, nah, we're all screwed. Maybe the Isu deserve to die. When you can control people's minds with apples, but you can't figure out to build a freaking bomb shelter. What is wrong with you? Okay, Aesthetic Ethan, the Isu are basically like, you know what the Forerunner are for Halo? Imagine that, but localized on Earth for Assassin's Creed. That's basically what they are.
I'm sorry, everything about the Isu is just so ass-numbingly stupid. Everything about their existence, everything about their plans, everything about what they added. I know people are going to say, oh, but what about the pieces of Eden? Are you saying they're bad? I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying I didn't need to know where they came from.
It's another one of those things where it's like, you need everything explained. No, I don't. I like the piece of Eden's like sort of like left to interpretation.
It's so funny. When I responded to Matt CMG about The Legend of Korra, people complained in Matt's responses, because Matt did Twitch responses to me. His fans were complaining. He's one of those people who just wants everything explained to him. And I'm like, no, I don't. But if you're going to explain things, make sure that how you explain it and what you explain makes some degree of sense.
Oh, and to answer Peyton's question, there is crossplay now, but you can't like link up with your friends. It's just everybody can play with everybody now, but you can't invite people from other consoles.
Right. So in other words, I could play against people from Xbox or PC, but I couldn't invite people from Xbox or PC to play with me.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, hey, maybe the Isu should have built an arc. Maybe they should have. Oh, James, I know you're kind of hung up on the whole Godzilla King Kong thing in COD, but me and Nor Raven are really have much investment in COD right now. The last COD we played was Modern Warfare 3, I believe.
Call of Duty? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so we're completely out of the loop. That I understand how you might be frustrated with it. I completely get it. I've seen some nonsense happen, but
I don't know anything about COD right now. Okay.
I believe they're like a lunch monitor. But yeah,
I know a bit about God, but not about COD. I know COD is a fish.
Yeah, pretty good fried. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Oh, they're asking, were the Isu ponies with that little, I think, happy thoughts nonsense? Yes. The bronies were right all along. The horror. So console plays against PC? Yeah, you can have console playing against PC, you can have PS4 playing against Xbox, the whole shebang. When explaining things go wrong, example, Mom and Dad, is Santa real? Oof, I'm not sure I want to break that one to the kids.
I haven't even thought about how I get to that point. But right now, the whole idea, like, I think that's what killed Assassin's Creed for me. That's why none of the games impress me anymore. It's not because the ideas aren't creative. It's because you traded out intriguing ideological battles with sun gods.
With basically ancient aliens. The History Channel was right all along. What are we going to do? Like, someone read Chariot of the Gods and said, yeah, this makes sense. It doesn't, but... Another issue...
Ow, I just hit Griffin in the face.
Well, that was an impolite thing to do.
Yeah, I feel bad about it. I'm gonna go kill an enemy and feel good about myself.
The issue is just... No, when Assassin's Creed games come out, Nobody, and I mean nobody's going, oh boy, I wonder what piece of Eden and Isu we're going to get to work with this time. No, everyone's always wondering, what historical period and setting are we going to?
I've met a few people who try to defend the Isu bull crap, and I always tell them, yeah,
No. This is the history thing, baby. Not the ancient aliens. We are respectable people.
Oh crap, no! Protect me!
You lost.
To be fair,
Come here, old man. Let's talk. Boom! I love it.
to be fair, if the Isu were played by Randy Savage impersonators, I would not suck as much. Yes.
Yes.
If only to give the Isu a modicum of
So
dignity.
as soon as Ezio sees his first Isu, who are you? You, boy! Snap into a Slim Jim!
Look, as he's in the middle of fighting Rodrigo Borgia, Randy Savage just jumps out of the thing and body checks the Pope. Oh, that'd be a good...
I would both laugh and cry, which is usually a good sign.
Oh, incoming Glad.
I'm sensing some anger.
Team is breaking.
Okay, you okay, Glad? You want to talk about it?
I guess he doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's get a little weight off your shoulders there, shall we? Alright. Literally played Assassin's Creed and learned more about the colonies from AC3 than schools. I mean, well, that's the thing, because there's only, like, in an actual history course, unless you're, like, on a collegiate level course, in, like, just high school or middle school, that we kind of have to glance through a lot of it so you can get all the key points and move on. But the beauty of Assassin's Creed is they can go into more detail on a lot of things and provide things in a more interesting light than you otherwise would. I actually taught, like, right as I was graduating, one of my college professors said, yeah, she was making a history in video games course, and I was like, why could you not made that like a year earlier so I could have taken that? That would have been awesome. But yeah. Lark, would it be wrong to say that the Isu are the railroad of Assassin's Creed? I can't think of a better comparison.
I can't.
Because they irritate me on the same level. The only benefit is that I can play Assassin's Creed, and with the exception of like the beginning of or the ending of a game, I can completely ignore them.
Yeah.
I can't ignore the railroad entirely, but also at least I can kill the railroad.
Yes, you can kill the railroad.
The
I've been whacking all the railroad.
I've been shooting all the railroad. But the thing is, I weep for the Isu, not because they died, but because they have deprived me of the pleasure of killing them.
I wonder. I hope there's one alive, like that we're
So I can
secretly
whack.
supposed to kill in a later game. Cause I want to kill them.
Yep.
I want to put a gun to their head and ask them the ultimate question: are you ready to meet God? Like just.
Yep.
I'm ready to put down a Titan. I haven't played as a Wulin or a Knight all match. Let's go. Okay, they've got a heavy, and a hybrid. Well, let's make all things fair and go a hybrid.
The Assassin's Creed franchise is dying. I don't think it's dying. It's just they haven't released a new game in a while, and
The problem with Assassin's, it's not that they're dying. It's that they're banking on this one game. Like, oh, Valhalla, everything on Valhalla, and it's like we don't need to make any new games for a while because everyone's gonna love Valhalla for years. We can have a whole decade dedicated to Valhalla, and I'm like, well, I'm already bored.
Another thing with Valhalla is, like, remember, they were going after the three big pagan pantheons. Now they're kind of going, okay, where do we go now? And I have several ideas for them, but they're trying to figure out a consensus. The reason they focused on those pagan pantheons is because they're recognizable, and so therefore they're marketable. I want not necessarily marketability, but creativity. Indeed. Let's see. Hulk Hogan. Man without a pork bun is not a real man, brother. Why is there not a pork bun in your hand? Where was that from? I forget where that's from.
Eat that pork bun. All right, after this match, we'll do our 2 breaches, and that'll be the end of the night.
All right. Raven, what do you think of the new armor?
I like it. I don't think it's bad. I know people are complaining. We want redesigns of the armor, like what they did with Marching Fire. We want redesigns. We want reskins, like not just taking the same armor style and making them a little different. We want new stuff. I get it. I do too. Okay, but there are a couple things we need to keep in mind. Number one, that's expensive to do and costs money and time. Two, remember the first time they did it with Marching Fire, a lot of people pissed all over Marching Fire, and there were a lot of people who did not like what came out. Believe it or not, there were people who did not like it because they were complaining. You're just focusing more on cosmetics and looks than you are on balancing. And so they're probably being hesitant again, kind of like they were hesitant about a new faction. So I say, let's just wait and see. Just keep telling them you want to see it, and eventually they will probably give it to you. But for what we've got, I don't think it's bad. As a general rule, I don't think that they look bad. I think they look nice. I especially like Valkyries. I'm waiting to get Valkyries. I do not think that they are bad by any stretch of the imagination. Do I think they could have been done better? Sure, but this isn't about, oh, it's perfect. I don't expect them to get perfect. I just want to see them give me something creative and new, you know?
Okay. Hey, Raven, what is your least favorite Assassin's Creed character?
I don't even know.
I think your least favorite is probably the Isu chick from 3.
You captured Zone C.
Maybe Edward Kenway. What an annoying bastard. No. It's gotta be the Syndicate twins.
You know what? I'm actually gonna... Arno.
Which one's Arno?
The French one.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Because his whole character is, I want to bang the Templar lady, and that's it. That's the only thing to his character. I want to bang the... I get, he's the French assassin, so he has to have a big romance thing going on, because the French die for love. But there was more to the Assassin's Creed, and more to the French Revolution than just, I have the hots for this Templar chick.
Every time we go past Revelations, it just starts to get worse.
It starts to hurt. And then Origins and Odyssey, beautiful.
Never played Origins. Odyssey, it's a hit or miss for me. I know you love it.
Oh, I love Odyssey. Origins is also pretty good, too.
Which is ironic, because everyone seems to love Valhalla, but Odyssey's the one that people shit on. And I'm like, why?
I don't get the hate for Odyssey. The only thing, like, the biggest criticism I heard is like the battles aren't like actual ancient Greek battles.
And
like,
yeah, that's a fair criticism.
Yeah, that's a fair. But at the same time, would you really want to play as just a singular guy in a phalanx, just holding the line and stabbing? I mean, that works for games like Total War, but for Assassin's Creed, not so much. But yeah, I do get the frustration.
Hey, buddy, didn't you... Oh, you bastard! You bald bastard! No!
Oh, Geist Rockin's also going to be wearing his Apollyon armor for a haunted house in October.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Horko's theme. Harry, but out of all the weapons in the Assassin's Creed franchise, which one is your personal favorite? For me, it's the Bastard Sword from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
I like the Hidden Blade.
Hidden Blade is kind of iconic.
Maybe the Sword of Leonidas.
Oh, the Spear of Leonidas.
The Spear of Leonidas.
Yeah, I do like that shiv. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I also love the staff from Odyssey, because you could go full on Monkey Man on them and just whack.
Yeah, I like that.
You could channel your inner Shadversity and go, I have stick.
The power of stick, okay?
Oh no, Doran, you mean baguette-loving surrender monkey? No. Remember, this is from the French Revolution. They got
I got my revenge on Shaolin.
Nice. But this is from the French Revolution. This was before they started doing that. This is like right when Napoleon's coming around, back when they're about to go on a very long win streak until the winter. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about winter.
At least not while Napoleon's in the room. He gets very upset about it for some reason.
Sorry, Sensei. Goodbye.
Okay, hey Raven and Lark, which assassin is your favorite from any form of media in or out of games?
Captured Zone C.
Like, I don't think they mean exclusively like the Assassin's Creed. I mean like any sort of like assassin like style character. Didn't you like that Durzo Blink guy from like the Night Walker series or something?
I can't remember all the assassins I know in media. There we go, he's dealt with.
Would Deathstroke count?
Deathstroke might count.
I mean, for me, my favorite assassin would probably be Ezio, but... Like, I know that's from the Assassin's Creed franchise, but I like him. He cool.
Get him, JJ! I don't know why you didn't help me out earlier, but get him, JJ!
Something, the price is right, I think.
Makes sense to me. Y'all have fun fighting. I'm gonna go take care of, Weverdos.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Hey Raven, do you think the For Honor characters are better than the AC characters?
In most cases, yes.
Like, unless you have like an Ezio tier character, like, unless they're like from the Ezio games, probably the answer is yes.
Yes.
Because,
at least, I mean, yeah, you could argue, oh, but the Assassin's Creed characters have backstories and goals. Well, but the thing is, For Honor characters, with the exception of the lore characters, can be your insert.
there is a lot of truth to this. And...
Oh, hold on, we gotta get to sea, boys, we gotta get to sea. I'm about to rain some fire!
Love the smell of napalm in the morning. Smells like victory.
Yeah, you better start running, big guy.
Oh, crap. Dagnabbit. Slow down.
Okay, so I died to Griffin, but Sint's here to back me up.
Got a bot spam in chat. We got to take. It's taken care of.
Okay, was the bot spam posting Mexican nude porn again?
Nope.
Oh.
Just hot girls and boy video chats.
I've been getting that a lot. I think every video I've uploaded in the past few weeks, I've gotten a comment or some kind of thing about porn.
Something like that. Slanderous! Hey, buddy.
Slanderous is here. What? Awesome. Glad to have you aboard, man.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I think that's the last PvP Dominion match we're going to do. We're going to switch into Breach now and do our last two matches of the night. Because it is 10:15 where we are, and you've still got school tomorrow morning.
Anyway, let's see. What's your guys' thought on the possibility of Assassin's Creed set in Rome? Maybe, like, rewrite Julius Caesar's character and make Vercingetorix a Templar or something? It's not bad.
That's not a... I'd be okay with that, I think.
However, the thing is, it wouldn't be Vercingetorix who would be the Templar. It would be Pompey.
Yes.
It would be Pompey and Cato. They would be the... man, guys, maybe even if you go far back enough, Sulla. Because you could have the Optimates being the, like...
Sulla's a stretch.
Sulla? You think so?
Well, I mean, okay, if you went back far enough, like you said, but...
Yeah, okay.
I mean, because I'm...
Are you thinking like the chronology?
Yeah,
okay,
that's my argument. The chronology.
I mean, I think if you want to start like when Caesar was like younger.
Yeah, okay, fair, but yeah. I feel like Pompey makes more sense.
I agree, but then again, like, there's a lot in Roman history. Like, you could do like doing it during the Punic Wars. Ooh, you make Raven and Lark happy birds.
Happy birds,
indeed. If it's ever possible, possible. I speak possibly, yes.
Possibly, you got the Asian way of speaking.
I speak it English.
You speak it English very good.
There's our monetization.
And our monetization just flew out the window, and our social credit score plummeted.
Dang it, Xi Jinping. I thought my Winnie the Pooh postcards were getting to you. Now, anyway, if ever possible, it would be cool to have an assassin from the Celtic era or from Irish mythology. I'm not sure Irish mythology would work.
Don't go mythology. I'm kind of sick of that already.
But a Celtic, like, it would be kind of like whole twist things. What if you had like a Gallic assassin during the Roman invasion? That would be kind of.
I like how you say Gallic instead of Gaelic, because we don't want to mention homosexuals at any point.
That's not what I was going for. Besides, if the Romans are coming to town, there's going to be a little bit of that. Looking at you, Hadrian. I know the way you play.
Looking at you, Hadrian.
Yep.
I did it, Adrian.
No, Hadrian.
I know what you said.
He's big into building walls.
I know what you said. I was having fun.
How dare you?
Don't
No
judge
fun of any kind here.
Don't judge me.
No.
Where to go? You know what? I'm feeling Blackbriar. I'm feeling like going Blackbriar.
What is the bird name of Lark and Hannah? Lark is my
Lark
bird.
is his bird name. Guys, Lark is his Lark. The Lark song.
The songbird.
The Lark is a songbird. And as for Hannah, hers is
Penguin.
I thought
Was it penguin or puffin?
I think it was. No, I think it was penguin.
We'll call it the puffin penguin just to be safe.
The penguin slab. The penguin slab. The penguin slab. The penguin slab.
Okay, let's see. Maybe you could play Assassin's Creed, play as Caesar, or better yet, take place during the Punic Wars. Punic Wars, yeah, play as.
No,
he didn't.
No.
Keep in mind, during like that point of his life, he would have been like older than Ezio in Revelation. So he. I find it very hard to believe this Roman aristocrat in his like late 50s, early 60s is going to be running around for jumping off of rooftops into haystacks. I mean, possibly.
I mean, this has a pretty revelation.
I know, but he would have been even older, and that also he suffers from epilepsy. No, literally, like he had seizures. I mean, seizures.
Caesar had seizures.
I'm gonna say Caesar had seizures. There, that way.
It's awesome. I love it. Caesar had seizures.
Raven and Lark monetization. Oh, I love that. I like to wave to it as it passes by.
Literally, though, most of my videos don't get monetized. Like, literally, guys, my recent video today, the new Glory, it is blocked in a few countries, and it has no monetization.
Yes, Hannah. How can I help you?
What does Hannah want? Oh, did she legit call you? Hannah straight up called you?
Yeah. What did you say I got wrong there? You want to change it to Goose?
What? When did this happen?
Did you just watch Top Gun? You just watched Top Gun, didn't you? I did not know about this. I do not read Raven's texts. Apparently, she's claiming she texted you that she wanted to change it to Goose like a couple days ago.
I forgot. Okay, sue me.
Okay, fine. However, if you keep acting like this, we're gonna make you a Canadian Goose, and therefore no one will like you.
She better not be talking smack.
Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna go back and monitor the chat and do my job.
Very rare when we get an actual call in. Hold on, we've got a call into the studio. Hi, you're on the Raven and Lark show. What can we say to the audience? Oh my God, that'd be awesome if we could actually do that.
That would be crazy. All right. So yeah, now it's Goose apparently, which now I'm forever going to be thinking of Top Gun.
I went to the danger zone. True story. Our first experience with rock and roll, right there.
Yeah. Do you know the old cartoon series Kiriko? I mean, I might not remember the name. I might remember the actual show. I'm gonna need more to go off of than this.
I don't know.
Slanderer says another day thanking God for making me a One Piece fan.
Oh. Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's my man. Gosh, One Piece fans right now are probably like stoked, just so freaking hyped right now with everything that's been going on.
Yep. Oh, and let's see. Why would your videos be blocked in some countries, Raven?
Because of the song that I use, Helvigen. Apparently, the creator of the song has it blocked in certain countries because he never released it openly for those countries. So that means that if you live in those countries, you're not allowed to hear that song, so it's blocked. That's why I released it on BitChute as well, so that in case it's blocked in your country, like Italy, apparently it's blocked in Italy, you can go to BitChute and watch it. BitChute doesn't have the same problem.
Okay, Hannah wants to be named Goose, and she's never seen Top Gun in her life. You're not allowed to have that name until you watch Top Gun, young lady.
Young lady, you go watch Top Gun, and you come back when you've learned something about geese.
Or Goose.
Warlord, your shield will forever be inferior to mine. Look into my eyes as you understand this truth.
Oh, no, he just got indigestion.
That was just indigestion.
Tobias, we give you as much comfort as we can give.
Why? What Tobias say?
Oh, Tobias just like, notice me, man. I'm feeling bad again. Like, hey, man, we're happy you're here.
Who even are you?
Tobias is one of the guys that was like, he was dealing with some stuff earlier on, so.
I don't know. It's a joke, damn it. He was saying, notice me, and I'm saying, who are you? That's the joke. Oh, pedal faster, Lark.
I refuse. I move at my own pace.
The,
I ride the short bus so I can go where I want at my own pace.
The joke is not funny if I have to explain it to you.
Maybe you're just not funny.
Wow, you really just said that to me. Your own brother. I can't believe it. Even if it is true, you didn't have to break my heart.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you didn't have to break my heart like I broke that man's face.
What is more of his neck? But you know, now we're getting
Well, we didn't even break his neck. We just split it open.
It's technically the breaking of the skin there.
I mean,
I feel like we're losing. Anyway, Tobias, we hope you start feeling better soon.
Yeah, we really do. We were joking around, but
I kind of ruined it, so.
Yeah, you did. Shame on you.
Indeed. Hannah says she just like geese because they're chaotic birds of justice. Chaotic, yes. Of justice, no.
Aw.
You look at a Canadian geese and you look at Canadian geese anywhere and you tell me that's justice. They crap everywhere. They attack people they have no business attacking. They are basically all bravado and no bite.
But enough about the Canadian citizens.
No.
Oh, shots fired!
No, not the Canadian citizens. That's just Quebec. No, Tobias, I remember who you are.
I'm pretty sure half of our Canadian audience just said, "Oh, I'm so offended, eh?"
Well, half of them went, "Oh, sorry, man. Didn't mean to get you that riled up." And the Quebec and Montreal fans, if we have any, are currently cursing us out in French. To which I have to say,
And when they do curse me out in French, I will gladly give them a loud "Je ne sais pas."
I agree, Levy. The geese are insane. Blood for the goose god. Yep, geese are scions of corn.
Yes, they are.
Beautiful, magnificent geese. That's her name. When you say beautiful and magnificent of birds, I'm thinking swan.
I do think that would be the most useless devil fruit, the goose fruit, or the bird fruit model goose. I would say, yeah, you
can fly.
Like literally, when Rob Lucci said in One Piece, no matter what power you get, you won't become weaker as a result. Like, no, if you ate the goose fruit, I do believe that would be a net downgrade. I believe that would legit be like that moment where I say, no, you
do a double flip there. But I do also notice like it's kind of like it would be a downgrade too because they're waterfowl that can't get in the water. That'd be weird. Sorry, Levi. Sorry.
What happened? What happened?
I keep mispronouncing the poor man's name.
Whose name? Levi? Levy?
It's not pronounced Levi.
Levy? You mean like that dude from Attack on Titan?
Yeah, actually, I think it is pronounced Levi. Because he says it's not pronounced Levy.
It's not pronounced Levy.
But the more you correct me, the more I'm going to wind up screwing it up. Not because I intentionally do it, just because I am like an abnormal.
We are smooth brain.
Yeah. Like your insults.
We are the smoothest of smooth brains.
Your insults do nothing. They simply slide right off.
In order for me to feel insulted, I first need to actually give a shit about your opinion.
I do. But that's because I'm just that special of a guy.
Come here, buddy. We're gonna have a long conversation.
Yes.
Orochi, you stay right there. Orochi, I'm talking to your buddy here. You don't stay right there. I'll get with you in a minute, okay? All right? Okay, thank you. Now, what was it you wanted to tell me, Orochi?
Did you want a tracheotomy too?
I mean, we can have that arranged, but I figure you'd want a flip. I appreciate that Orochi for just standing there and letting me kill his buddy. Like, you know, being very fair here. Come get me. Come on, big guy.
Lark.
Bad timing.
Kiriko is a show about a very small boy who even if is still incredibly small, he does achievements of a full-grown normal adult. And I'm gonna look it up real quick, see if I just recognize like the art or something. No, that's a very bad Google.
Oh, what are you? Are you ignoring me to heal your buddy? Altruistic, but ultimately stupid.
Oh no, I'm completely unfamiliar with this. Never seen it before.
Stay away from me.
Hey, Raven and Lark. What's Jay's bird name? I think we can just make it Jay.
It's Jay.
Actually, no, it's Velociraptor.
You've got Lark, Raven, Goose, Velociraptor.
Remember, dinosaurs are related to the birds, so it's all good. I watched Jurassic Park. I actually read it too. So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster, yes! Like a pastor up, like a raptor standing up there in front of a church congregation. Like, my brothers and sisters in Christ, if you will turn to the... Oh, I've eaten all of you.
No, he just walks up to the podium, screech into the microphone.
And then the whole audience, amen!
Or better yet,
Alan.
And the leading sermon, nature finds a way.
yes, Reverend Jeff Goldblum.
Reverend Jeff Goldblum. Okay,
that's a horrifying thought.
That would actually be awesome.
That's chaos here.
Now you see, folks, the thing about sin is that sin it is a gateway to hell. But the problem with that big sin is it's not something that you are always aware you're doing. Because you see that's the trick. That's the thing, isn't it? Sin is something that we feel ingrained in us. In us, yes, in us is where sin lies, and the Bible tells us that we are all guilty of sin. So that is something that we are not always conscious of, because it is, it's part of our way of life. It is part of being human.
To quote Jeff Goldblum,
If Jeff Goldblum was an orc from Warhammer 40k.
Whoa. Dude, they made a Jeff Goldblum reference in Warhammer 2. Please explain in chat.
What?
There is apparently a Jeff Goldblum reference. It has to be for the Lizardmen. That's the only way that makes sense. For those of you who don't know, Raven was impersonating Jeff Goldblum, an American actor. Oh, and apparently there is a Velocipaster movie. It's apparently a good bad movie.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Raven's new story, 3 birds and a dinosaur. Shouldn't we be walking into a bar somewhere at that
Well,
point?
what about the Raptor Girl? Don't the Raptor Girls get mentioned there?
I don't think you've told them about that.
Have I told y'all about the Raptor Girl?
I think you told them like way back in an update.
Chat, tell me, do y'all know about the Raptor Girl story? Have I told y'all about that? Chat, let me know. Lord, let me know what they say. Have I mentioned the Raptor Girls? Have I not mentioned the Raptor? Hannah, they haven't heard about the Raptor Girls.
Remember, okay, so remember the ROR Carnosaur, a Regiment of Renowned Carnosaur from the Lizardmen? What was it called? I don't remember what his name. I just remember that they had one. He doesn't watch Attack on Titan.
I do not watch that.
Oh yeah, Mal remembers. But several people don't.
Okay, so Mal remembers, so I must have mentioned it at some point. Maybe it's something I mentioned on the Discord.
Jaguar remembers it too?
Maybe it was something I mentioned on the Discord.
It was something, I think you did go over it in one, but basically for those who don't know, we basically took Jurassic World and combined it with Monster Musume, and we basically took all the raptors from Jurassic World and said, what if they were chicks?
Well, literally the whole idea is, okay, so here was the thing. It was a thought that came to mind. So you got Monster Musume, which is an anime where the whole concept is that monster people and like half animal people are real, and they're trying to integrate into Japanese society. So there's this whole bill introduced where these monsters live with humans and learn how to integrate into the society. But there are also rules where basically humans can't do anything to hurt monsters, and monsters can't do anything to hurt humans. So that leads to some problems. What happens if a monster breaks the law or hurts people? The police can't arrest them. They can't do anything about it. So what do? Well, in Monster Musume, their answer was to create an all-monster squad, or the Mon Squad, of monsters whose primary job is to arrest and deal with monsters who break the law, right? So that was the idea. And I thought, well, in America, we would probably do something similar, but we wouldn't be bogged down by that same kind of idiocy. We'd just say, you know what? We'll train monsters, but not just for police work, but for special forces action. And so what we did was I said, wouldn't it be cool if you had, like, lizard men or something, like raptors, and then it hitting, like, no! What if you took raptor people, like raptor individuals, and made them a special forces unit? But then I thought about it, that reminds me a bit of Jurassic World. But then it hit me, wait a second, all 4 of the Jurassic World raptors were girls, because they make all the dinosaurs girls in the Jurassic series.
That is accurate to the books.
To prevent, because to prevent breeding. You don't want, it didn't work in the first one because nature, finds a way.
They use frogs!
They made the freaking frogs get them.
They use frogs to make the dang dinosaurs transgender. Alex Jones tried to warn you.
But it happened.
Anyway, back to the point. Okay, so I decided let's make it a Monster Musume thing, but with the Jurassic World story, the Jurassic Park story. So the idea is Owen Grady is still a part of the Navy, but he's been pulled out of active service to train and monitor and house these 4 new Raptor girls who've just been brought over to the stateside. And his main job is just to raise them, train them, teach them basic etiquette, basic protocol, how to work as a team and a unit. And of course, you've got the 4 Raptor girls. You got Blue, Delta, Echo, and Charlie. And I tried to, it was really hard because I had to give them personalities. How do you give these raptors, animals in the movie, personalities? So that was really tricky, but I managed to make it work. And Hannah really loved it, so she drew all 4 of them.
Speaking of which, I have to say this, Hannah was yelling in the chat, how dare you for not know our babies?
Yeah, because Hannah loves all 4 of them,
She
especially
drew all of
Charlie.
them.
She loves Charlie. But back to the point. So the idea was I wanted it to kind of be this, not only slice of life story, but also kind of a retelling of Jurassic World, only through this. So basically, like, it's still going to have very similar, like, the Indominus Rex will actually show up as the main antagonist. So, like, we will still have the basic story down, just through a totally different means of telling it. And I think that y'all will find it very interesting if you ever decide to read it. I'm working on the next chapter very soon. It should be out sometime soon, hopefully. And no, I have no intention of reading it on the channel because that would require me to do a lot of female voice work. And I don't know if I could do all 4 girls that differently, especially with my voice the way it is right now. I'd have to give each one a different accent.
Absolutely. Yeah, but to answer your question, opinions are based. The Raptors did actually have names in Jurassic World. If you listen, like at the very end, like where Chris Pratt is just kind of like holding his hands up, he actually refers to all of them: Blue, Charlie, Delta.
And when the kid asks what are their names, he introduces them to the kid, and he says, "And this is Blue. She's the beta." And then they ask, "Who's the alpha?" You're looking at him, kid. So he had given them names, and I gave each one a personality. Do y'all want to know the personalities? Let me know in chat if y'all actually want me to take the time to tell you about the 4 Raptors as I wrote them. Let me know. I will not do it unless you ask, because there are lots of other things we could talk about tonight. And I want to make sure I'm talking about things y'all enjoy. Whew, I need a drink. Hold on.
Okay, Atomic Lemonic wants to know.
Anyone else?
Yep, James Price, LaBoge, Mal wants to hear it again.
Okay, all right. So here's the thing. I looked it up. I actually had to look up the wiki to see the age of these girls, like who was the oldest, who was the youngest. It turns out the oldest is Blue, and then Echo, and then Delta, and then Charlie. So let's start with Charlie. Charlie is the youngest. For Charlie, I wanted this character who I thought was kind of the playful one. She's the one who really doesn't care about rules or protocol. She just loves the family unit. She loves the fact that she has a family, she has sisters to play with. To her, life is a game. To her, I'm not really concerned about the greater good or about protecting America or protecting people. It's more about how much fun can I have while I'm here, and I want to have fun. So she's happy-go-lucky. She doesn't pay attention very well, but she also is rather childish. She makes very silly decisions. She messes up a lot, and she's very hard to control. But she's also very weak-willed. She speaks out of turn a lot. She gets very emotional very quickly, and very upset when the family is breaking apart for any reason. So, like if the girls start arguing, she gets very upset and will kind of shrink back a little bit. I mean, she's just as deadly as any of the other girls. And she can turn on the battle mode very quickly. Like, if she thinks that there's a threat coming, she will quickly go feral on you. But more often than not, she's the one who stops and says, "Is this the right thing to do?" Like, and when the girls are all being serious, she's the one who tries to bring levity and say, "Hey guys, look at what I just found!" And then she pulls out this beetle that she dug up underneath a rock. Isn't it cool? Like, slanderous if you're still in the chat. Very much like Luffy did on Jaya, when he literally got distracted from what he was supposed to do because he was out looking for a Hercules beetle. Look, guys, it's a Hercules! That's exactly what...
As one should.
I mean, hey, they are very rare. But she is very much that way. She's a lot like Luffy in that regard. She would forget the whole mission if she saw a butterfly that she wanted to chase. She is very much the cute, innocent one.
Much like a dog would use.
Which makes it harder because based on the research I did in Jurassic World, Charlie was the one who got blowed up by a bazooka, the very first raptor to get killed.
The good die young.
The good die young. So yeah, that made Hannah very sad. But we love Charlie. Okay, so next up, let's talk Delta. Okay, not Delta. No. Yes, let's talk Delta because
Delta, then Echo, then Blue.
Okay, so Delta's next. Delta, I wanted her to be Charlie's opposite. She takes things too seriously, almost to the fact that she doesn't want to even give up any of who she is to Owen. Yes, she knows he's Alpha. Yes, she knows that there's a sisterly dynamic here, and yes, she knows that the Navy is their best chance to be able to live a simple, meaningful life. But she also doesn't like the fact that a human is bossing her around. To her, they're raptors. They're dinosaurs. They come from an ancient and very powerful lineage. They should not be taking orders from humans. They should be terrifying humans. She'll take his orders because Blue's the boss of her and she'll do what Blue says, but she always kind of resents Owen for being her boss. Like, she doesn't like Owen being the master, doesn't like Owen being the commander. Like, no, Blue is my boss. Blue's the one who tells me what to do, not Owen. And so long as Blue follows Owen's directions, I will follow Owen's directions. But she's very antagonistic, very negative. She's kind of the punk girl. She likes to kind of keep her hands in her pockets, like, just don't talk to me, that kind of thing. She doesn't take shit from Charlie. Like when Charlie acts up, she's like, "Lay off," that kind of thing. She's kind of the one who gets very aggressive, and that kind of fit with Delta in the movies because based on the research I did, Delta was the one who actually attacked the fat guy. What was his name again? Do you remember him?
All I know is that he was on Criminal Intent and it was Gomer Pyle and
the human bad guy in Jurassic World. She's the one who attacked him. So that's that character. So I remembered that and I was like, oh well, that makes sense. And Delta is the one who gets very aggressive. She's the one who runs in. She hits first, asks questions never. Okay, she doesn't care about the who, where, and why. She says, "Give me a target, I'll be that kind of thing." Okay, so that's Delta. Then you got Echo. Echo's kind of a sad case. Alright, so based on the research I did on Jurassic World, Echo tried to vie for leadership of the pack with Blue. Failed because Blue and her got into a fight for leadership, and Blue scarred up Echo's face in the fight, and ever since, Echo has kind of been submissive to Blue. So in this case, I decided that Echo, being the second oldest, would she started out kind of smug, kind of full of herself, kind of overly confident. All the things she's not supposed to be as a leader, and when it was decided that Blue would be the leader, she challenged Blue for leadership. The two get into a fight, and Blue kicks her really hard in the face, fracturing her jaw and leaving a nice-sized scar across her face, which kind of knocks the fight right out of her. Now Echo is very shy. She wears her hair in a way to try to hide the scar, so it kind of covers part of her face. She's scared of letting other people see it. She's very timid. She doesn't like to cause conflict because a part of her is scared of being punished. A part of her is scared that she will suffer another hit and she doesn't blame Blue. It's like, hey, I was an idiot. I went against what you told me to do, and you were my commander. I shouldn't have acted up that way. I shouldn't have denied what you told me to do. So I deserve this. I just don't want it to happen again. So I'm not going to argue with people anymore. I'm not going to put up a fight anymore. So it makes the other girls really depressed because they loved Echo when she was herself. Now she's clearly not herself. So they're trying hard to bring back that old Echo that they knew and loved, while she's just a scaredy cat. And that's Echo.
Alright.
And then there's Blue. Blue is the one that everyone knows because she's the one who lived, she's the one who had the close connection to Owen. Okay. So Blue is the oldest, Blue is the commander, she's very by the book, very steadfast. Like, she's the one who basically, if the rule says this, then that's what we do. If Owen tells us to do this, that's what we do. By the numbers, by the book. she's also the girl's leader, so that means if Owen isn't around to give a command, that means sometimes she's got to make the hard decision herself, which is not easy for her because if it risks her sisters' lives, she doesn't want to put them in jeopardy. Now, Owen trusts her to lead the girls without him because she's got the leadership skills to do it, and he knows that she's going to take responsibility for whatever they do, right? Well, the thing is, she isn't in love with Owen. I want to make that clear. This isn't a romance story, but she admires him. She thinks that this person knows what he's doing, and he's also the first human that she's ever met who actually saw them as girls, as people, not as just animals. And she likes that about him. So she is very devoted to what Owen says. She's very devoted to Owen's ways, to Owen's orders. If he's upset, she takes it as a personal affront. She's like, no, if Owen's upset, I did something wrong. If Owen's upset, then we need to correct our errors. Like, and she will discipline the girls when they don't do what Owen says. Like, say that Delta talks back to Owen. Oh, she'll come down on Delta. Like, no, heck no, Delta. He's the commander. We do what he says. And I know that sounds like, oh, well, she's got the hots for him. She doesn't. It may seem like it, but it's just because she admires him so much. And she really is devoted to his commands. That will change later in the story when some certain things happen, but I'm not going to spoil any of that. Only Hannah knows that, and I think you do too. But those are the Raptor Girls. Those are how I design their personalities. Again, not an easy thing to do. Because they're raptors. They don't really have personalities in the movie. I had to kind of get creative.
Yeah. There is a question. Are there any other dinos in there in the story?
Yes, but they don't show up until later.
Yep. So Owen, best dad.
Yes. It's actually kind of funny. I did write something as a joke.
It was was that a Valentine's or April Fool's?
It was more of an April Fool's joke. Okay, so if you've ever watched Monster Musume, we find out in I think it's the 3rd episode of Monster Musume, that when the full moon comes out, most monster girls become very horny, like they desire sexual gratification very quickly, and so they will straight up attack to get sex, which is absolutely hysterical in the show, but terrifying for the guy, I'm sure. And so I thought, what happens to the girls when they go under a full moon? When they get thirsty, right? Okay, so do you remember the famous scene in the movie where Owen goes, okay, stop, like he has his hands out, hold on, stand down. The stand down scene, you know that? So I just recreated that scene. So Owen's coming home after drinking out with his buddy, the black guy for the movie. And he's like, hold on, the girls may think you're a stranger. I'll let them know that you're here. I'll go in first. So he goes in, but doesn't see anyone in the house. So he goes out into the large yard in the back where the girls will be practicing. And he goes, girls? And then he looks around and he's like, girls, where are you? And then they walk out buck naked. And they're acting very strange and coming closer to him. Even Delta's getting a little sweaty. And he's going, girls, stand down. and I even quoted the entire scene when there's a scene where he goes, Delta, I see you, back up. That was in the movie. So I made a reason. So he looks and he goes, Delta, I see you, back up. And he's like, I love it when you talk that way. That kind of thing, like, just kind of turns it into a real joke. And then he sees the guy behind him, like, what's going on? And he goes, close the gate. Like, we gotta lock him out here, close the gate. He's like, are you crazy? Hey, trust me, just close the gate. And then he makes a dive and runs out, and then they close the gate behind him, and they're like, oh, why'd you go? Like, that kind of thing. Oh, it was so funny. It was a one-shot thing. It had nothing to do with the story. I made it as more of an April Fool's joke. It was just so funny because it's like, I thought, what would happen? Oh, man. Okay. I had my fun.
But at what cost?
At what?
Yeah, the scene is meant to be terrifying as well as hilarious.
Yeah, I just thought, that scene, like when he goes, stand down. I like, how would I make that work? Oh, let's make them thirsty. Change the entire context of the scene. They're not hungry, they thirsty.
Somewhere Chris Pratt is going, no.
I wish Chris Pratt could hear that, just like, because he'd probably go, that would make the whole scene better, right?
You better just go, no.
Oh, come on. Considering the other things the dude has done in his movie career.
True, but he would have to be funny about it.
I think he'd have a ball with it if he knew.
He has it posted. You may want to post where they can find the actual story.
Oh yeah, I probably need to do that.
Maybe not the April Fool's one. All right,
I'll post it in a YouTube post sometime. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed that little sidetrack thing. We're almost done with tonight, so we're gonna start wrapping this up.
Almost there.
Isn't that a song? Almost there.
Something like that.
I think there's a Disney song. Princess and the Frog.
Oh yeah, Chris Pratt is playing Mario.
Yeah, see,
I love it because apparently one of Nintendo's main guys just came out and said Chris Pratt is Mario and just walked off and no explanation, no elaboration, just Chris Pratt is Mario.
This summer, Chris Pratt is Mario. Mamma mia.
You did that a bit too well. What's it? Okay. Gotta love high-grade explosives. Oh, and to answer the question earlier, the Carnosaur Regiment of Renown from Warhammer is called Geltbloom's Terror. So that is awesome.
That is excellent.
Must go faster.
Let's go faster.
Because a life finds a way.
Anyway, anything else going on in chat? Is everyone disgusted with me at this point?
We did lose a few viewers.
Like 3 subscribers just dropped.
Oh hell no! I deal with this man.
Okay, I thought this man was.
But
based.
there were several people going yeah, they actually think this is a funny idea.
I thought this man was based. It turns out he ain't. Wait, 46 viewers. Yeah, we lost 30 viewers. We lost 30. Wow. Okay,
No, that was slowly. We lost a few when we went over the bridge.
Oh, okay. I guess people only wanted to see me die in PvP over and over again.
No, just sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes it's weird because numbers will bounce back and forth, and once they say hey, we're starting to wind down, that's when sometimes they start to.
Yeah, because we are getting to the Q&A series.
Yep.
All right, good matches.
This is interesting. P.S. I use your Death Diaries audio as memory shards left behind by a tragic character in my D&D campaign.
Really?
That's cool.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Would not have seen that coming.
Raven and Lark, there's a game called Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and I was wondering if you know about it. We don't. And if not, I might ask that Raven do an analysis on the Senator Armstrong. We might be able to do that. Senator Armstrong is enough of a meme. We might be able to look at it.
We might just be able to take a look at that.
Because even I know about his famous speech. Because I would vote for Senator Armstrong.
That is the way. All right.
Based on what little I know about him, I would vote for him.
Well, let's go to heroes. I'm going to start working on these heroes. And if y'all have any questions for me and Lark, please send them now. I know that y'all been asking a lot throughout the day, but we'll still take them. We absolutely will. They can be about For Honor. They can be about us. They can be about my writing. It can be about anything. So feel free. I'm going to be fixing up my character.
Yeah, and don't worry, guys. He'll take a look at it after the stream.
Take a look at what?
The cosplay.
Oh, yeah. I'll look at it after the stream. I can't look at it right now. A little busy.
Yep. Because keep in mind, we're on PS4, so we can't just switch over.
Yeah, I can't switch over that easy.
Yep. Nanomachine, son.
Nanomachine, son. I could have played college ball, you know.
Well, I could have. I just didn't want to.
Who is Lark?
Who is Lark? Who is Lark?
How long have you been here, Fluffy boy?
Lark is my little brother. The guy who's been talking with me all stream.
Yes, I'm also the chat moderator.
Lark is my little brother. He's also the one who does the Lark's Lamentations.
I am just a mystery and an enigma. Then again, if they're new to the channel, they may not know.
Yeah, that is true too. That is true too. They might be new. Let's not be mean. Lark.
Do you think that Dark Souls would be a better fit for this than Assassin's Creed? I think in a Dark Souls event.
I think that's the wrong question. I think the question is, could a Dark Souls event work? And the answer is yes. It's not. Would it be better than Assassin's Creed? Because I think Assassin's Creed works just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it fits very well. I wouldn't say one would work better than the other. I'd say make both work.
All right. Let's see. One voice was, I found your videos a week ago while drunk. Well, we're happy you're here
Well,
anyway.
I'm glad you're here, whether you were drunk or not. I hope that you being drunk didn't change your opinion of anything.
Maybe it enhanced the experience.
Who knows? I've
It's
never...
like, downs a bottle of Jack Daniels. This guy's on to something.
You know what? I wasn't sure, but now I know.
Oh, he's saying he thinks he's come across you in matches.
You might have. I play a lot. You might have seen me. If I was trash as hell and getting my butt kicked, yes, that was likely me.
What if he saw you doing good?
Oh, what if he saw me doing good? Then,
Then it was an imposter.
It was an imposter. It couldn't have been me. It was someone pretending to be me.
Oh, that's kind of interesting since Slanders was in the chat earlier. What improvements would you make to the hero skins?
Okay, so Slanders actually did a good video talking about the problem with hero skins, and I'll say that I pretty much agree with him. The problem with hero skins is that it's way too expensive with way too little payoff. It's not enough bang for your buck, and here's what I mean by that. Let's actually go over to Warden and talk about that, because that's an excellent question. So, when you buy a hero skin, like right now I have Ramiel's skin right here. Let's go in. I can't change a dang thing. I can change his material so that he looks a little different, and I can change the color of his robes, but that's it. That's literally all I can change cosmetically. I can't change symbols. I can't change emblems. I can't change embrosings. I can't change ornaments. That's it. That's all I can do. I can't do anything else. I can change his executions. I can change his emotes. I can change his signatures, and I can change his effects and his feats. But that's it. And the reason I think that's a problem is because he looks really cool, but there are slight additions I'd like to make. Like, what if we could change his gender? What if we could close that visor so that we don't see his face? I mean, fine face, but what if we could close it? What if we could add a cape back here? What if we could add our personal emblem on his little hip guard right there? What if we could take away the crest if we don't like the crest? Like, what if we could make tiny little additions? Like, for example, what if I don't like his sword? What if I want to give him a different sword? See, that's the thing. It locks you in. It locks you in with this thing. And don't get me wrong, looks cool. It's a great addition. But you want to know why we run into so few Ramiels in matches? Because people look at it and go, well, that's not my character. That's Ubisoft forcing their character onto me, and I can't make any tweaks or edits to their overall look. I can't make any tweaks or edits that I want to make. Like, what if I wanted to run Lord Ramiel's armor but make it a female? Well, too bad. I can't even close the visor and pretend. What if I wanted to make Lord Ramiel have a different sword? Well, too bad. You can't do that. And so the thing is, you can have the skin, but you need to do one of two things. Either one, allow us to change more about it, or two, drop the frickin' price. The overall price is the most expensive thing you can buy in For Honor. I think it's 100,000 steel. That's ludicrous. That is absolutely insane that you have to pay that much for something that restricts you so much. If you could change all of this, or change his sword, or even give him different voice lines, get a different voice actor and give him different voice lines, or maybe give him an extra move or something, or some kind of unique signature that only he has, like something. But the problem is, you've basically just given us, hey, look at this. Doesn't he look cool? Well, yes, he does. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just gave him a good look. Not worth it. Not worth 100,000. Make it 7,000. Make it the price of an execution. Or make it 10,000. I still think that's too high, but 7,000 would be where I'd put it, because that's all it is. It's just one cosmetic difference that locks out so much more. That's why I stick with Ruth. And that's why I stick with William. Those are my two Knight OCs. They're the ones I made. They're the ones I'm proud of. This, Ramiel may look cool. It's a unique look. But you have locked... It's basically... It would be like if someone said, okay, would you like to play a Hogwarts game? Yes. We've got this new thing, Hogwarts Legacy, showing up. And the whole thing about it is you're going to get to make your own wizard through Hogwarts. Awesome. So you get in, and then they say, actually, we tricked you. Because all the wizards that you play, that you can choose from, are either going to look like a Harry, Ron, or Hermione. You have to pick one of those skins. But don't you like it? Because that means you can pick your own character to play as. But yeah, but that's not my character. That's your character that you're forcing onto me. That's the same way I look at this. It's not creating your own character. It's playing the OC of the developer. And that's not what For Honor was selling itself as. TED Talk over. All right, continue. Unless they have more to add to that.
No, they were kind of agreeing with you. One actually said, Raven, we need to be able to change more. Creators, oh, no tears. It's a waste of good suffering.
Oh, I do not cry, developers. That's the thing. You think I'm crying. I am not crying. I am smiling. Because I know no one is going to buy anymore. Guys, the whole reason we bought Ramiel in the first place... No, I'm talking to you, developers. If you're watching my stream right now, I'm talking to you. The reason we bought Ramiel in the first place is because we didn't fully understand what skins meant, and we wanted to experiment and find out. So we bought the skins. Once we found out, no one bought anymore. I guarantee you no one's buying Ramiel. And now you've promised us a new skin per season. Want to know what's going to happen? Unless they look god tier, no one's going to buy them. Want to know why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because they saw Ramiel and said, wow, this was a ripoff. You better drop the price, Ubisoft, or guess what? You wasted time and energy on something that didn't matter. If you want to make some net positives, I'd start making a female Highlander, a female Shugoki, and a male Warmonger. Those are things that people have been begging for a while and you haven't touched. So guess what, Ubisoft? You want to make some money? Hit up those ideas. You want to keep losing money? Give us skins so goddamn expensive, no one's going to want to buy them unless they give us something god tier to compensate. But there's nothing about this to compensate. Ramiel may be an interesting look, but it's basically locking you in a prison of you must play ROC, and you're not thinking about the fact that maybe we want to edit the OC a little bit to suit our taste. I mean, didn't you think about our taste when you pulled that bull crap with the traits thing where you said instead of male or female, it's 1 or 2? Weren't you thinking about, oh, we don't want to insult the transgender community who don't want to be confined by gender? Well, bitch, you didn't want to confine us by gender, but you sure as heck confined us by a freaking look. It's like saying, here's the Statue of Liberty. Play as a Statue of Liberty. Can I change the gender of the Statue of Liberty? No, you can't. Can I change the torch as her weapon to something else? No, you can't. You must play as this one thing. I don't really feel like playing as that. Well, then we got nothing for you.
Okay, Jaguar says, hire this man. Give him the keys to Ubisoft.
I'm not crying because of what you did to Ramiel. I'm laughing at you because no one's going to buy whatever you sell next unless it is legendary beyond the nth degree.
I cry not for your death, but that I can only kill you once.
Essentially. Woo! TED Talk over. Moving on.
It's 2 TED Talks for the price of 1. How about that?
I know. What a night, right?
Indeed.
Oh, what a night.
But everyone's like, they agree with you for there. Because, actually, Mal pointed out good points. Like I said, for considering, I don't think 25,000 is too ridiculous, considering that 20,000 is what you need to get for a mask or illustrious outfit. He says, I think overall, both of them are too expensive. And right. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, just the amount you need to grind to get to that, and I know it's encouragement like to buy steel packs, but the thing is, I think it would be better to try and encourage people to buy like the bonus packs, or like the season. To focus on the season passes more so than like the illustrious outfits, because that gives you something like to grind for and to like to encourage you to play the game. Oh, what do you think of Beowulf?
Love it. It's a great epic. Really like it.
What do you think of the movie?
Which one? They're all pretty bad.
There you go. Doesn't matter. Look, they all suck.
Yeah, they're all genuinely pretty bad.
Yep. Hey Raven, ever play Iron Harvest? We both know of it.
I've never played it.
But we never played it. It's an interest as far as alternate history goes. It's an interesting concept.
In case y'all were wondering, I'm trying to get Valkyrie's look because genuinely I like the look. Like if I were to go down and take a look at it, I love that. That's so pristine. That looks so good.
All right, can't wait for Lark's talk like that. I wonder who would be scarier. You kind of got a little snippet of me when I was going on about AC3 and the Isu.
Yeah, you got a snippet of that.
You got a snippet. It wasn't full-blown rage, but still.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. It's probably one of my favorite Valkyrie looks I've seen in a while. I want it.
Interesting, like the white gloves make her look like she's trying to be fancy.
Well, part of that's because of I think it's the color.
I know it's the color scheme, but it's still funny to me.
It is nice, though. No question. I can't wait to get it.
Hey, Raven.
I'm going to grind with Valkyrie a little bit.
Hey, Raven, when will you make the next Lost Primarch?
Oh, I haven't actually designed much about my other Lost Primarch. I kind of created the one and then just kind of stopped.
I'll go ahead and make him for you.
No, not right now. Not right now.
I'm going to make him a blank. And we're going to go from there.
maybe sometime I'll sit down and actually plan one out. But you got to recognize when I made Naja, I spent like months thinking on her. So it will take me some time to think on the next one. But I've got a lot of other things to think about right now. Well, anyway, I'm done going through Warriors. So is there anything specifically that is being asked, or?
Let's see. Any new tips for dealing with depression?
Who's asking this?
Tobias.
I mean, I've given you all the tips I can, man. One thing that I would definitely say is don't draw attention to it. Let me explain what I mean by that. It's fine to talk to people that you trust about it. I would actually encourage that, because by talking to people that you trust and you confide in, like find someone that you can confide in to talk to about it, but don't wallow in it. Because if you make your whole identity around the reality that you're depressed, no one's going to want to help you. And let me explain what I mean by that. That isn't me calling you out. Let me be very clear about that. I'm not calling you out. But I've met plenty of people who, the minute you meet them, the first thing they're going to tell you is, I'm not happy. I'm sad. I'm really depressed. And they never even bother to try to either give a different answer, or they don't even ask how you're doing. They don't bother, because what they want to get is they want sympathy. They want you to feel bad for them. They want you to coddle them. And believe me, there's only so much coddling people are willing to do. I get that people are depressed. I'm depressed. Okay, I've got it too. I recognize it. But the thing that I've had to learn is I need to confide in the people that know, but I need to know that there's a time and a place for it. And I also need to recognize that if I walk around with a defeated attitude, it makes people not want to help me. And believe me when I say this, I don't want people's sympathy. I don't want people to see me as broken. If I walk around all the time with this defeated attitude of, oh, woe is me. The world is out to get me. No one likes me. I may have moments of that. I may have moments. And I may tell my brother Lark about it sometimes. But yet I don't walk around my whole life and just say, oh, God, just, Sometimes you do. It's kind of like what Dad used to tell us, Sometimes your mood, your attitude is a choice you have to make, Sometimes you have to tell yourself, you know what? I'm not going to let today be ruined by a bad attitude. I'm not going to let my life be ruined because I don't want to perk up a little bit. Part of depression, part of beating it genuinely, is pushing yourself to recognize I can overcome it. At least that's my perspective. Lark, do you agree or disagree?
I agree, because one of the things is, and this isn't just with depression, but it can be any sort of psychological problem. The more you dwell on it, the worse it gets, because you're so fixated on it, and it gets worse because you're thinking about it all the time. It kind of inherently makes it worse. And I know it's easier said than done to get over it, and we don't think that you're trying to use this for any game. We generally think that you're trying to get help here, but we've given advice before, and honestly, you do need to stay in touch. And if talking in the chat or the Discord or wherever helps you out, it gives you a place to vent and talk to people, because communication really does help. Then by all means go for it, but you got to be careful, because one of the best things to do when you do have sort of issue like depression or some sort of other social anxiety is you need to get in to talk with people, not just about the depression, that's important, but you also need to talk to them about literally everything else. Because the more you get to work with people, and the more you start to draw yourself out of it, because you're not focusing on that main thing. It's important to, when it pops up and it flares up, you address it, you get to it quickly, but it's important to focus on everything else that you once loved and treated, and see if you can bring some inspiration back into your life that way.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not a certified therapist or psychologist. I'd charge more if I was, but it's this is just from my experience and my time working with people. So don't be afraid to talk to people, but be willing to talk to people about other stuff than just this. Try and communicate with people and just see them as, potential friends, or even as friends, and try and get to know them on a personal level, because you never know. They might be going through some stuff that you might be able to work with them through, and in turn, that might help you.
Because that's the one thing that I want to caution you about, genuinely. It's not that I don't believe that you're having troubles. It's that all the times when you've been in the chat, that's the only thing you've brought up. And I don't want you to just wallow in this, because we want to help you. We want to be there to talk to you about this kind of stuff. But if the only thing you bring up is, literally when you said notice me, I'm like, okay, I see a problem. Because we can't give you attention all the time.
Yeah, well, that was a joke, admittedly.
Well, we made it a joke, too.
Yeah.
So that's true, too.
No, he was joking, too.
Okay. But my point being, part of it is a mental game. Sometimes you do have to just remind yourself there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you have to push yourself towards it. That would be my response to that. But anyway, we've gone on about that long enough.
Yeah.
Let's try to wrap this up. Any other last questions before we call it?
Let's see. He really doesn't have an opinion on the SCP Foundation. He doesn't know enough about it to make anything. I know about it. I think it's a cool little public writing project. What is the subject that triggers both of you into ultimate rage?
What is the subject that does that?
There's a lot of wokeism stuff that can make me lose my... Like both of us lose our marbles. But it's like weird. There's stuff that'll rage both of us, but like one more so than the other. I think probably like one, like the weird neuroses of like Naruto and like not even Naruto, like the fan base's reaction to like the problems we point out with Naruto. That can set me off. Like it irritates you, but it like sets me off even more. And like there's also this probably like the most universal thing would be the Star Wars sequels.
That'll do it.
Because that will set me up. But the thing is, like our rants on that are pretty much identical.
Literally.
Yeah. Do you upload your stories on YouTube?
Yes.
You may want to tell them where the majority of them.
The majority of them are on DeviantArt. I have 2 DeviantArt accounts that I upload to semi-regularly on different stories that I write. I've written many stories.
Let's see. Are you sure you want a female Shugoki? You know Samurai Senton exists.
Yes, I remember, but I'm making a point.
What do you think of Orochi mains, Raven?
They can be fine. They can be, but I haven't met many.
Bye-bye there, fluffy boy.
Anyway, I think that's enough for tonight. I think that we've answered plenty, unless there's one that pops up like right now.
Nope.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. This was a boatload of fun. Next time on the stream, it'll probably be Thursday when we stream again, probably. Unless something happens that we don't foresee this weekend or something.
Unless I somehow get it together and stream Saturday or something.
We'll see. But anyway, point being, this is probably going to be the stream for the week, and we'll wait until next week. Next week, I don't know, since we ranted mostly about Assassin's Creed, next time we might go ahead and rant about Naruto. We might actually dedicate next stream to ranting about Naruto.
The first time a rant has notes.
Yeah, we will be taking notes about all the things that we can't stand about Naruto. And here's the thing, guys. I want to make this clear. People keep asking when the rant for Naruto is coming. I don't want anyone to get the idea that we're going to be making... This isn't me doing a full-on Mauler-level breakdown of everything wrong with Naruto, because I don't care enough. I don't give enough of a crap about Naruto to do that level of research. I'm going to rant to you about all the things that, based on just watching the show, that me and my brother have said, this is stupid, this is so dumb, this doesn't make sense.
It's as I've said, Naruto is the Harry Potter of anime. Mm-hmm. The more you look at it, the more you go, wait, what?
Literally.
Eventually you will turn into the uncle from Jackie Chan. And one more thing.
But it's just that thing. But we look forward to that. I hope you guys do too. If you haven't watched the new For Honor and Glory chapter, check it out. If it's blocked in your region for whatever reason, go to BitChute. A link should be in the description for you to go check it out. If not, shoot me a message on the post that I released today, and I will give you a link there as well, so that you can all go watch it and let me know what you think. Also, if y'all are interested in anything specifically from the channel or any questions about what's going on in the channel, don't hesitate to let us know. Hit us with the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Also, guys, please know that a lot of my videos recently have not been monetized due to copyright claims from music creators and stuff like that. So any amount of help y'all can do, be it Super Chat or be it checking out the Teespring store, would be very much appreciated. Any donations really, really help us out. I want to thank all of you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this and for watching us every week like you do. We had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you guys again so much. And as always, we will see you in the next video. Take care.
Take care, guys.